On the internet. Okay. We're live on the internet. We did it. That happened very quickly from after I said we're going to do it.
Gosh.
Just happened.
Is that how fast the internet moves? It's too fast, guys.
Too fast.
It's, you know, I think we've learned, over the past 20 years that the internet does move way too quickly.
It really does. It's moving so
My
fast,
lifetime?
it's diminishing returns.
Wow.
God damn it, Taylor.
Ugh, God. No, you know what? I pity you. I pity you. There were so many things I enjoyed about the pre-internet age.
You don't even know the joy of rabbit ears. And the
you don't
rotary
remember
phone.
your parents' phone number without looking at your phone.
Liars.
She does.
Liars.
She had a very antiquated childhood given the 90s.
I didn't have TV until I was like a teenager. Forget about the internet.
Oh, that's interesting. So you weren't plugged into the internet until... That's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, you know, farmer's daughter and all that stuff.
Taylor had a pretty anachronistic upbringing. Yeah, very much like old stuff, a real like reliance on old
Hence
technology.
The druid.
VHS tapes, rotary phones, the whole deal, right? Yeah.
Yeah. My grandparents still have a rotary phone in their kitchen, and it's delightful. It goes off every once in a while.
Does anyone actually use it? I feel like that's the opposite of the internet, and that it just feels so long.
Telemarketers. Yeah.
So it's connected to like we're already in a weird spot to start this off. The farm, my grandparents, like connected to the farm. So like in the early days, it would go off, and if nobody answered, my like grandparents would just answer it at their house. And now it just rings until somebody at the store picks it up because we're much busier now.
That is a fantastic insight right there. I
right?
love it. Yeah.
It's something else.
Having worked at the farm, it's hilarious to imagine the work number going to their house is like, yep, good stuff.
You know,
do you guys even have phones in your houses anymore? Anybody
Exactly.
here?
No.
Yeah.
No.
I was going to say, despite being the youngest of us, Taylor might have lived the oldest life.
She has. Yeah, that
You're an old soul.
Like the old person life. Not like the old, just an old person's life.
It was back when, I know when I bought cable, it would like come free, a phone line, and so like it was definitely available, but it wasn't used, just because, again, nobody is necessarily using that nowadays,
It
which
is
kind
a
of sucks.
scam, Michael. Never say yes to that, because they call you and they're like, we can save you money by giving you a phone line. I'm like, how so? And they're like, well, if you have all three, it's less than if you had. And it's just like, but I'm going to pay more than I'm paying now. And they're like, correct. And I'm like, go to hell. Like,
Yeah,
I don't
less.
need this.
Let's buy more. Well, well, the other thing is that initially, right, we had a good sweet spot of, I want to say about like roughly 10 years where people were still harassing the home line, and then the cell line could be like
safe.
very personal. Yeah, to your point, Rich, very safe. It was a nice bastion, but that has just been beaten down, I feel like, in the past 5 or 6 years, where it's just now it's become, okay, you know, sometimes people close to you will call, but most of the time it's through some sort of text or messaging system, and the people that are calling you are now the telemarketers. So the goalposts just keep moving, I feel like, with every communication style we're going between.
They really do. It's been like surreal this whole last 20 years, but there was that like window, the halcyon days, where the cell phones were still like airboxed and like compartmentalized enough that nobody would hassle you on them. And now it's like recording everything we say for targeted marketing. Brenna, thank you for subscribing. subscribing
Brenna.
again after 23 months.
Brenna.
Really appreciate the subs, paying my bills. Hello, Justin. Nice to have you. Big win.
All right, so who has the food thing for the week?
Food thing for the week. I made bean soup last week and I ate it for many days straight, and I'm finally out. And tomorrow is my birthday, and I don't even know what I'm going to eat, Taylor.
It is your birthday. It is your birthday tomorrow.
What's like the next period of time that will have passed that you'll say, I'll have some more bean soup? Like, are you just bean souped out for the next fortnight?
I call it bean soup. My grandmother's like rolling over at her grave somewhere. It's basically a pasta fagioli. And so it's like some real, there's no pasta. I don't put the pasta in with the pasta fagioli. I just want the fagioli.
What are these words you're saying?
Kevin, you were just in Italy. You should know this better than all of us.
First of all, I was in Spain.
The same general place.
Europe small, no?
Yeah, exactly.
I did actually the exact same thing the other day. I was like,
You made pasta fagioli?
No.
You've heard of pasta fazool, Kevin? This is what like
Okay,
American
yes.
New Yorkers say. They say pasta fazool, but fazool is actually the
Fagioli.
high priest of Bane in Forgotten Realms, not a pasta dish. So I have to say it nice like my grandmother taught me. Pasta fagioli.
And like, it's not manicotti, it's manicotti. Like,
Yeah,
there's all these-
manicotti.
Yeah,
What are you
okay.
saying,
It's
manicotti?
ridiculous.
What is this? You're in a DM Philly Street. We can't say manicotti.
oh my gosh. Wait. Okay, I have to talk about this while we're talking about how to pronounce words.
How to pronounce
Okay.
words incorrectly.
Uh-huh.
Yes. Because I have a thing that I've found is apparently really disturbing to certain people. But melancholy, right?
Yes.
Mhm.
Weird word. I love to say, just for fun, melancholy.
Oh my God, that's upsetting. Yeah, I don't like it.
Well, especially
Why is
given
it
the nature
upsetting?
of the word, this isn't like some sort of delightful thing that means like, oh, a nice little jaunt through the woods. It
Yeah.
does mean like a very sad occasion, and you
Yeah.
are
Melancholy.
Melancholy.
you're basically spitting on a corpse. Is essentially what you're doing
Yeah,
in oratory form.
Melancholy and
No.
Infinite Sadness was one of my favorite albums back in the day. I can't even believe that you're gonna. Yeah,
But it's so fun to
Do you want some melancholy and
say.
cheese tonight for dinner?
that's all I.
Well, I think you could come up with a different word called and pronounce melancholy. That's perhaps different than melancholy if you prefer to do that.
But it's like a roller, like nothing. I don't know. There's not a word that does that for me yet at the moment, other than melancholy.
You can
What
make
about
it up.
onomatopoeia?
Well, you're not even saying.
Eh,
You're saying melancholy. Like you're just taking out.
Melancholy.
It's melancholy. You're taking out like an entire syllable of it. You're just
No,
calling it
no,
melancholy.
no.
Like it's a-
Melancholy, melancholy.
Oh, melancholy.
You're not
Yeah.
articulating your end though. It feels very much like you killed the consonant in the middle there. Vanna White's
Mhm.
deeply upset. I think I don't
Mhm.
know how I feel about melancholy.
I'm just gonna say it as
yeah.
many times as I can to disturb as many people.
You're
as
really
possible.
upsetting Brenna in the chat.
Yeah,
She just
Brenna-
subscribed for 23 months. She
subscribed.
gotta
I
know.
troll the subscribers.
You're gonna eat
Poor
rich
Brenna
at a
had to
house at
hear
home.
me.
You can't make any more pasta fazool with this kind of talk.
All right, I'm done.
This
Okay.
is one of these awkward things about like being an Italian who's like very firmly an American. You know, I've been to Italy a couple times, can't speak a word, raised in New York. But so like, I don't know, what am I supposed to say? Do I say manicotti when I know it's wrong and my grandmother would smack me in the back of my head? Or do I get pretentious and say manigot with the hand? And then Kevin looks at me like I got three heads. Like there is no way out of this
Saying
trap.
funny things because of you're pretentious shouldn't be a hard decision.
I don't know, man. Giada manages to go through
I was
life
literally about to
just
say you
being
could
the
be Giada
worst.
De Laurentiis. That's literally
Yeah.
all you can be, which is essentially what you were saying, Rich, of just like trying to bring that. But it's either you embrace that as she did, or you get absolutely hated on it, like everyone else.
Like
to
she
her.
did. She also I hate on her all the time. Every time she does her like slipping into her like accent, I'm like, what are you doing? Stop that.
Yeah, I get it. Words are weird. Words really are a very strange and fascinating thing. Did anybody eat anything fun this week that was better than bean soup? I don't know. I just led with that because that's all I had.
What did I cook this week? I
Yeah, that's
did-
what
I didn't
Oh,
broccoli
didn't I
cheddar
see a
soup.
great picture of Malakali and cheddar? that
broccoli
you
cheddar
made?
soup. I did.
Mhm.
That was really good.
Ooh.
It was a very gloomy day and a bad day for other reasons. But the Malakli and cheddar soup is a real, just a little soul warming. It was very good. And then we did chicken and waffles yesterday and today, so that was A+. Yeah.
Waffle, name of the game. Yeah, that's a good one. That's
Love a
very
good waffle.
topical.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever had the frozen like cream puffs that come in the little square box?
Mhm.
I maybe like 6 or 7 years ago. I
thought you were gonna say I maybe had 6 or 7 of them tonight.
I maybe
I was like, my
am
gosh.
just
So I haven't had them in years, but for some reason they like popped up in my grocery list that I was like, oh, well, why don't I grab these? Because I haven't had them in a while.
wait. What do you wait? What? Like, as in, it popped up in your. Okay, you were thinking about it. This is not like some sort of algorithm. Hey, we suggest you buy this thing.
I think that's exactly what it was. You were filling out an automated grocery list, and
like,
it just like.
Yeah, if you create, like, I definitely, like, create grocery orders for, like, curbside pickup and all that stuff. We're going to get to a point where, like, whatever will suggest, hey, you should try purchasing this thing.
Can't wait for the day of, hey, you seem like you eat pizza rolls. And I'm just like, oh, don't judge me, but you're right, though. Click.
All right, let me clarify. I was searching for desserts and came across these cream puffs, and I was like, oh wow, I haven't had these in a very long time. So that's been an interesting thing to eat because I haven't had them in a long time.
Okay, I had a fascinating similar moment yesterday where I got an Amazon gift card for Christmas, and I'm on Amazon digging around, and I'm like, it would be great, a big box of chocolate bars. I'm talking like a full box. Like
as if you were somebody trying to sell candy bars like on the subway, but you are the only one purchasing.
Yes, precisely, Mike. You're reading my mind. I'm like, what I need is like a volume, a freight load of chocolate. And then I swear to God, literally, as I'm sitting here browsing through this very poor decision for me to spend my money, a delivery person came walking through the snow, the knee-high snow in my driveway, to which I said, my word, that's very industrious, and I'm not going to tip you for this, but what are you even doing? They came to my door and knocked on my door, gave me an Amazon package, which I opened. And friend of the channel here, Mike the librarian, Crixus Copperstud, for those who had sent me a full 40-box pack of retail Reese's peanut butter cups, but I was just like, serendipity, baby. I can't even believe this. I didn't even need to poison myself. My friends are doing it for me. Happy birthday. That's a victory. So that's my big food story of the week.
Huzzah!
Yeah. That's incredible.
Wait, is this tomorrow is your birthday?
Yes.
Happy early birthday.
Yeah. We're the first to do it.
Yeah. I should make you a cake again sometime.
Sure.
That was fun.
Never
bring him in the snow.
Yeah. You should, come shuffling right down the driveway. It'll be up to your waist. Yes, it is my birthday. We should party. Thank you all for joining us today. We have a little bit of a smaller crew. Our professor's on the road. Folks are sick. It's that time of year. We're all banged up. I had to call an audible last week because I lost my voice and that turned into a cold. But we're here tonight. There's 4 of us, and that's enough to play Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
It's enough for some
shenanigans.
Well, yeah, considering how we literally just left things off, it's going to be... we got some explaining to do, I think.
You got some splaining to do. So any questions or anything we want to go over or whatnot? Before we... Yes.
No. No.
Actually, no.
Can't wait.
There are some items to be discussed. I sent you guys your upgrade of the various upgrades that have been occurring on the Dragonfly since you have arrived at Homeworld. You've been here for a few months, the characters having returned. There were a number of requests for an intercom, a warp drive, better armor. It needs to be stronger and take less damage, but it also needs to be faster and more maneuverable. These
very easy to do.
Not align.
Mithril, Rich. It's so easy.
Mithril, it's a gift.
Yeah.
There was a clockwork bolter that was stolen from Adam's weird mad scientist father and brought back that needs to get involved. Also, a couple of Arcano cannons. All of these things will be addressed when you get back to the ship. But suffice to say that, some movement has happened there. So I guess if there's no housekeeping or whatnot, then we should just get right back into it.
Yeah.
I would imagine so.
Poor man who and Ben, we might have ruined his chance at love again.
When
What?
last we left our heroes, the group of you had been drinking on the estate of Yavanna, your intrepid patron, the woman who gave you the very spaceship which you have traveled the galaxy with. Having returned to Homeworld, staying on her estate over these last months to have upgrades done to the ship, waiting for a council that is soon incoming, you spent the evening drinking with the dwarf Brazzoli Chaos Brewer, leader of the mercenary company called the Gauntlet. There was much discussed as to nocturnal activities amongst the group, dreams, those unhad by the automated members of the party, and those recounted and recorded. Brazzoli himself recounting some of his own very dreams. He dreams of hippos in the sea, one might say. As it was, the group of you hanging out, getting into your chaos brew, you spotted none other than Old Ben the Kobold, your friend and crewmate, seemingly kind of skulking through the shadows, trying to remain unseen and doing a poor job of it, to which all of you had your antennas perked right up. You broke away from your evening drinks and you followed Ben down to the nearby duck pond on Yavanna's estate. You found the old kobold sitting with his feet dangling off the edge of the dock on the pond. Dock, not dock. To which, as you all approached, a great ripple across the surface of the small lake gave way to a gigantic frog behemoth of a monstrosity, heaving up out of the water, seemingly about to devour old Ben whole. All of you broke into action. A battle played out quickly over the course of 30 or 40 seconds. You guys fought this frog behemoth to the death. It's not yours. Killing it, driving it back down. It lays in the kind of shallow water now, this heaping,
I actually think I
bleeding-
disintegrated it with my smite.
Oh, you did. You
Yeah.
smite-disintegrated it. How could I have forgotten such a thing? You smite-disintegrated the frog behemoth, leaving nothing but a thin layer of dust across the surface of the water. A.D.A.M, underwater, digging around, managed to find a javelin of lightning that had been inside of its stomach. It was at this point that the priestess, Sita Kier, showed up here, to which Lux read her the riot act, a woman representing a faith kind of opposed to that of Reya Dewbrook, a different interpretation of the worship of the ancient turtle god. There was a bit of a debate, an argument, to which he revealed, you know what? F you guys. I just was coming to do you a favor anyway and tell you that there's a whole bunch of doppelgangers infiltrating another crew. They're here in your city and you don't even know they're here. So she leaves, to which this man, D, arrives, a tall, kind of mahogany-skinned man, the front of his head shaved, braids kind of growing out of the back of his hair down his back. He wears this loose sort of toga of a garment, standing like near 6.5 feet tall, very lean, thin, but strong in his build and appearance. And he arrived, revealing to all of you that it was he who was coming here to meet old Ben down by the lake, as he is in fact a druid of some repute, capable of casting magics of reincarnation, granting Ben's old lover, who died 80 years ago, is trapped inside of this ring of mind shielding that the old kobold carries, a new body. And it was at that moment that you revealed, well, good. It's a good thing we killed that frog behemoth then. Which he said, you killed the what?
The big thing in the pond. It
It's like-
attacked us.
I think this tall man D is looking to the pond like, you mean the great green creature with the tentacles and
Please don't say it. Please don't say it has a name. Please don't finish the sentence if you.
it did have a name, but now I fear it is dead. Long shall we mourn, Frederick.
Oh,
Oh yes, we murdered Frederick. There's not an ounce of Frederick that exists in that lake anymore. Yes. Why are we whispering?
Because
This
we
is-
don't want to say that too many
No.
times.
There are those who will be very, very upset by this news. There are some of the locals here who believed him to be the manifestation of one of the star gods and will come to worship him.
the
Weekly.
evil star god, the bad one that destroys planets. maybe?
Oh, no, not that star god. Similarly, a similar type of star god. They believed him to be that of the consumer. The all-consuming power of space and the immensity of that which exists beyond. Some conjecture that within the belly of the beast was perhaps its own space with its own planets and worlds. So there is that to consider as well.
Well,
suppose.
listen, I will not say that the attack was unprovoked. We came upon our dear friend here just waiting for you to resuscitate his much dead lover, and we had Frederick come out of the lurks and take our friend. And so naturally, we did as good friends did and eviscerated it to atoms.
Well, actually, I do think it just came out of the water and then took Ben after we attacked.
Gosh, yeah, I hate to really paint y'all in a bad light, as I appreciate the sort of protective impulses that you all have shown towards me, but I was not actually really attacked. I think that we shot first this time.
Did we?
It's hard to remember. To be fair, we have been drinking quite a bit.
That's
This is why I need a body cam, so that we can take copious amounts of footage and review it afterwards.
Oh, no. Oh, God.
I'm not sure how I feel about that. I don't even know what that is. I think this is bad.
Listen, I don't know what else to say. It seemed really aggressive, and it was gonna. It came. I don't know.
I think Doc is raising her hand at this point. Like, it seems pretty aggressive. The chaos brew that I just sloshed up fighting that thing after drinking all night. I'm going back to my rooms.
Okay.
And I think Waffle flying over towards Doc. I'm sorry for that bad impression. Waffle and Doc are gonna, exit stage left.
While we are amongst friends, I will now say that Doc is the one that is fully responsible for said attack and should take the entire blame for said death.
Well, I don't know if we should blame Doc, though.
I'm not going to
Right.
say that that's not true. So if I don't say it's not,
We clearly made a mistake. We thought that this thing was very aggressive. It was coming at the Doc very aggressively.
Well, it
just
has
isn't making
long
us sound better.
since hunted the population of native alligators here in the pond, and that will be something that we'll have to account for, I imagine, though that will be more slow and offsetting its... Oh, I do not believe... Are you sure it was a very big frog, right? I mean, he's a small fellow and... Oh.
Yeah.
Well, we can simply get you a new frog, Hemoth, no? Where do I go to a store to buy one?
That's actually not a terrible idea now that you mention it. I mean, there are no stores that sell froghemoths. There may be some black markets that... Cassandre, these creatures are native to the swamps there. Nobody is entirely sure where Frederick came from, although his role in protecting the environment was rather formidable. I think he keeps looking up towards the stars. I don't believe this has actually happened. I can't believe you killed Frederick.
I'm sorry. We're really sorry. Listen, we just got scared. Ben is very, look at him. I think Lux sort of gestures to Ben.
Yes, he's
We
very
would do
feeble
anything.
and old.
Yeah, that's
quite
entirely
small.
accurate. Yeah, I'm feeble and all that.
We would do
Yeah, it's
anything
small.
to protect Ben. We got so scared, and we have been drinking a little bit.
Listen,
so.
here's the thing, Lux. I know you mean well. I really do. But you have to understand, I somehow endured 8 decades on a planet of slavery. I lived through the adolescent trial of ghosts. I managed to run a sustainable, profitable business under a scenario of incredible duress before I met you. I know that, old Ben has only been around for a little while, but I've been around the block once or twice.
I know, Ben. I don't know. I've been making so many mistakes lately.
That's all right. It happens to the best of us. I mean, sure.
Okay.
Fantastically emotionally supportive argument, Ben.
I guess we're really sorry about Frederick. Ben, do you still want to do your anything?
I'm not sure. I mean, if it's even on the table. Look, I've been having a
We'll
hard
get a new
time.
Froghemoth if that's what it takes. D, I'm sorry.
Well, there is, of course, the option that I could try to restore the life of Frederick. I have never performed magic like this before, but... Look, I came to speak with your friend Ben, as he has been asking around if there's anyone in the know, and this is amongst the few abilities I have accessible to me that I thought might bring some joy to somebody's life who deserved it. I am rather close with Ivana. I've heard of your exploits in your time with her. Are you sure, Ben, that you are ready to go ahead with this? This is the kind of thing that cannot be undone. I know that you said you would be willing to give up near anything. You don't need to sacrifice much, but there can be no certainty. Once the magic is performed, there is no going back. I think Ben's like,
I'll be honest with you. I've spent a long time trying to reconcile this pain. I thought that they were lost, and if there's any way to resolve it, then we'll do it. I came to meet with you tonight to find out exactly what you need to perform this magic, as it were. I mean, do you guys think this is a bad idea?
No, I think it's really cool.
Oh yeah, I've seen someone come back to life before. Worked out not too bad. Of course, sometimes it doesn't work out well and it goes terribly, but you never know until it happens. So don't let that stop you.
Now, I may not know my way around resuscitation magic, but what I might propose is, may we not kill 2 kobolds with 1 stone here? Could you possibly revive your dead lover in the body of a Froghemoth, and it resides here and takes care of all the alligator population?
that is an interesting request.
Thank you very much. I thought of it myself.
I think he's like looking to you guys of like,
I don't know if that's a great idea,
What?
but
Dr. Lively did this all the time. We killed our enemies and brought them back into the bodies of toads and squashed them over and over and over again. It was a fantastic way to spend a solstice.
My God, that's extraordinarily evil.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Whoa.
You remember how he told you to do good? That's decisively not good. That's in fact weird.
Okay, I'll make a mental note.
Weird
That is not good. Thank you. Thank you. I should be making a running tally of this. Not good.
Yeah.
Not good.
We'll make sure to keep track of stuff. Killing Frederick, also possibly not good. We'll never really know because we don't know if he was going to eat Ben. So that's what we like to call plausible deniability. It can come in very important and handy.
Big word.
that is a word I am unfamiliar with. The greater concern is actually not so much the alligators or the star worshippers, but rather the moths. Frederick's position here kept the moths in check, you understand. They are troublesome, and they are prolific here on Homeworld. They always have been. They used to take a great deal of resources, actually, to manage before we brought Frederick here. The alligators was really a secondary benefit of the scenario. It made the water much more swimmable, but the moths is what I'm worried about.
Does Lux remember anything about moths in Homeworld?
Make a history check. Make a nature check or a history check, either one.
Okay.
Naya's just like, you mean bugs attracted to light eat
They're
fabrics? Those moths?
Yes, yes, they are exactly like that, attracted to light, of which the compound and the city create much, and they do possibly like to eat fabric, while it is particularly on that of organic beings, whose bodies they consume along with the fabric in order to lay clutches of eggs.
Ew.
Now,
ew.
wait a minute. The
This
moths
doesn't
may have a
seem right.
point.
No,
What?
not good. Not good,
Okay,
Adam.
not good. Okay,
Not
not good.
Not good.
Flesh-eating moths, not good.
Not good.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Speaking of points, I really need to sharpen this dagger. It's a bit dull, and things seem to be getting kind of harrowing lately. So, just a mental note for me.
Yeah.
Adam, do you have a sword or knife sharpener in there?
No. I mean, when I joined, I had this old crossbow that I brought. And I've got a collapsible boat too, but we've not really found a moment to utilize that yet. But then I've really just got this knife, and I've been thinking to myself that maybe I should upgrade.
Well, how about this, old Ben? And once again, Adam will hinge his trash can lid of a head back, exposing a bottom row of very metallic, shiny teeth. He says, I've never tried this, but hell, why not? Want to try sharpening your knife on my molar?
That sounds like a terrific idea, actually, now that you mention it. I think he wants to... Well, I don't know, does it?
I have no tongue, so I'll feel no pain.
Oh,
You don't have a tongue, so you won't feel pain because you don't have a tongue.
Exactly.
Okay. Well, that's cool.
I think old Ben begins like with the dagger, like very kind of like
Well-
awkwardly, like.
Oh, wait,
He's, like,
okay,
horrible.
wait. Oh, that sound is terrible. We shouldn't do that. It's like the middle of the night, and
That
we
actually
just
is
drank
a
a lot
very-
of chaos brew.
Yes, it's a terrible sound. You've been drinking
Oh.
chaos brew? There's chaos brew
yeah.
back here. Oh, I love that stuff. I need to go
Yeah.
get a bottle for myself before they're all sold out. Listen, I'm going to need. I'm very happy to try to facilitate this reunion, but it is actually very expensive materials to perform this ritual magic. 1,000 gold pieces thereabouts of oils, unguents, herbs. It's not pressing now. I've brought everything necessary, but Ben assures me that he is good for it.
Oh, we're pretty loaded, so that should be fine.
Didn't we just get this gold back?
Oh, yeah, we did. And I kind of wanted to try to figure out what my share was because I'm happy to pay it out of
Yeah,
my own
Ben,
share. I
no.
don't think anybody else should have to pay for this.
We don't really I don't know who's keeping track of the shares because I certainly haven't.
I
been.
assure you, I am not.
Wait,
Yeah,
you're not?
not
I
any of
kind
us.
of thought you were in charge of it. Or...
No, Ray is
Maybe
the
Ray is, too.
accountant. Yeah.
Oh, that's
Oh, did we
strange.
have elections? Did I miss out on the ballot?
No elections.
Do you want me to vote for you? I know you're new, but I'd do it.
Sure, I'll be president.
He's a computer. He might be pretty good at treasury.
Wait, that's a lot of different things just got said.
Can I nominate myself for vice president?
Yes, sure, we'll be running mates, old Ben.
I don't run very fast.
Wait a minute,
but
what are you
I can
running for?
try.
I'm the
President of
pilot.
the-
Nobody
president
can
of the
run for
ship.
pilot. I'm the pilot.
That's fine. I carry down all decisions to you, the pilot.
We're more of a, I think, everyone has a voice situation, sort of regular democracy, not really a presidential
So
system.
democracy is good.
That's a complicated question.
All right, I'll put that in the middle of the list. We still have yet to determine whether it's good or not good.
We're kind of like a wise council, and we make decisions together.
Yeah.
We talk about it. We have meetings, lots of meetings.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Yeah.
Oh, then I would
Yeah.
like to be head of the party planning committee.
Oh, that's
a
very
great.
doable. Yeah,
Heck
that's
yeah,
a great
let's-
idea. Actually, we need more parties. Maybe when we get back up there, it's gonna be.
And I think at this point, can I have all of you roll perception checks?
Also,
boy.
I rolled a 16 on my nature about the moths.
Right.
Anyway,
So,
know.
Lux.
yeah.
You didn't grow up on Homeworld. You grew up with most of your time on a ship. Your parents are traders and travelers working on the various merchant caravans and the merchant ships out in the Sea of Stars. As such, they really work like a 9 months out of the year kind of situation. There's a couple of months of the year where they would fall back here to Homeworld to kind of enjoy the fruits of their labors, as it were, give you the opportunity to see such things as grass and ponds and gargantua moths, which which are not prominent on Homeworld, but seen from time to time. There's notably no moon on Homeworld, and so on occasion you see the silhouettes of these enormous moths across the starry landscape, though you know that there are stories of them having been problematic in the past, but they have not really during your lifetime, a point which you are now recognizing is very likely due to the presence of Frederick, as you are all making these perception checks. And I think that ultimately, Lux, while you're like, oh gosh, like, and you look up and you see this silhouette against the sky of what looks like these flapping wings. There's a moment where it looks almost like a kind of like astronomical phenomenon is happening as you see these lights. It looks a bit like the Northern Lights, these kind of bands of color, these huge stretching across the sky of pinks melding into violets, into purple, into green, into orange, and these almost like stripes moving like a band. And they're kind of like expanding. You see what look like almost these flickering motes of like dust falling from the sky, and then at the point of it, the silhouette of like these kind of fast flapping wings. And I think that D is just like he's looking down into his pack and he's digging out these components that he needs for the reincarnation magic. Like, yes, I've got the ointments and the unguents, the herbs. Yes, I believe that I have everything that we're going to need.
You guys see that up there?
See what? Where now?
Oh, and I think it's all of you look up and you see all these lights as I've described. I think D takes a moment of like, well, that is beautiful.
What the heck
Yeah.
is that?
Oh,
Stars?
no,
What are stars?
no, that's one of the gargantuan moths.
Oh,
It's one of the gargantuan moths, and it's coming right this way.
That prefix is important. You just said moth.
And I think as he points to the air, a lot of you see what really, as it begins to like drop down in, there are all these kind of fireflies dancing around through the air around you as it kind of closes down within the range of kind of the lantern light at the end of the dock and some of the kind of light diffusing off of the fireflies and the lightning bugs in the area. You see a moth that can only be described as gargantuan. It is not quite like as big as the ship or anything like that, but it is tremendous. Its wingspan from edge to edge, something around the range of like kind of 50 feet thereabouts. Its body like a solid, huge, massive kind of caterpillar that's about 8-10 feet wide, a solid like 12-16 feet kind of long. All of this fur now becoming visible as the dust is pouring off of it, creating these motes of light all around you. And it's got this kind of rainbow hued fur. It's quite pretty as it approaches.
Is it like doing anything right now, or is
It's
it just hovering?
fluttering down from the air kind of towards the building and the dock? Like it's moving in a definitive approach kind of towards this area, though it has not done anything yet.
Well,
How did the frog-hemoth eat that thing? It's
Well,
huge.
so was the frog-hemoth, you know.
I guess, but that feels like
I
Ever seen
did
a
tell
frog
you
eat a
about the
dragonfly?
worshippers who believe that it has an inconsumable void within its stomach, didn't I?
yeah, okay.
Yeah, I didn't
Well,
see that when I
We'll have to get another
heard
one.
it, but
Yeah, okay.
Well, wait a
Also,
minute. Now,
this
wait a
one-
minute. It's not doing anything at the moment. I think we've learned our lesson here to not make the first move. Don't judge a book by its cover.
Yeah, Adam's right. Also, this thing looks cool. Ooh, I wonder if I could ride it. And Naya starts
Oh.
walking toward the moth.
I think that the trouble with that is that that's definitely not a book. It's a gigantic insect, and given our record with gigantic insects,
Not good.
as you're like walking away, Naya. it
Yeah,
is
Naya's
like-
just like holding their arm out to the moth, like, oh man, I think I can pet it.
Like
I
a
think I
like
can
a
pet this."
hawk.
Lux is
hawker?
following
No,
very
not like a
close
hawk, just
behind
like,
Naya.
Like a hand out, like, ooh, I think I can pet
Naya, what are
What?
you doing? What are you doing?
this. It looks furry. I think I can pet it.
Make an animal handling roll.
Oh my god.
All of you are welcome to move yourselves on the map as you see
Oh
fit.
yeah.
That is horrifying.
You don't
Hell
like
yeah,
that, moth?
7.
That's a scary face.
That's a 7 for animal handling.
Yes. So I think that the man D has like carefully begun putting down the ingredients, the components to the reincarnation on the ground as he's looking up towards it. And Naya, you like extending your hand, calling it down to you. And I think at this point you see its head kind of pivot. Its head, this big white, fluffy looking head, moth fur growing off of it, the big furry kind of moth antennas. And it looks almost adorable, like a gigantic, fluffy, winged dog in the air. And it's at this point, Naya,
I think it likes me.
you see the tentacles unfurl from its face, where a moth might have a proboscis. I think you see this one has like 6 as they all come like unrolling and like arch back. And on the end of them, Naya, shining in the starlight, reflected off the light of the fireflies on the surface of the lake, you just see these terrible looking barbs as all of a sudden it makes this sound. And begins to like dive down towards you. I'm gonna say everybody should click their tokens. We'll roll initiative right here.
Now wait, I don't know if it's aggressive yet.
We have not even remotely rested at all after that last fight.
No.
Literally, we went from battle into battle.
Also, I made Doc walk away. In a convenient
How do I
moment.
still get the lowest roll on initiative?
You're just so frozen in time.
Moth abomination. Wow.
You know, like the moth abomination?
What
The
a
gargantuan
name.
It's
moth?
so pretty.
It is. It's pretty, except the tentacle face is pretty scary.
It's got a lot of tentacles on its face. Yeah.
I don't like the tentacle face.
Whimsy, you know, whimsy. Here, what about this guy? He will get in the mix. That can't hurt. Open up sheet. You could do it. There it is. Okay. With that,
Jeez.
Lux, you will be the first to act as you see the
To
moth
be fair, it hasn't
unfurl.
done anything yet.
It has unfurled
There you
this like array of tentacles. You see what amounts to about like 6 of them protruding from its face. It's like the proboscis. You've seen it of small moths
Yes.
drinking nectar. Though these, are very big and scary looking. What do you want to do?
I think Lux quickly like grabbing like Kadras, and like knocking a bow, looks at D like, should we kill this thing?
We should assuredly kill this thing. They eat the flesh of humans
Okay,
and
great.
of whatever that person is over there. And I don't know about the metal one, but definitely kobolds.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. This will be a very fun experiment.
Okay. How do I do this again? Okay. Bonus.
You shoot weapons? Yeah.
No. How do I horizon
Well,
walk
first,
Ranger?
you take damage to yourself.
Good
Often that's how
point.
this starts. Yes.
Wait, actually, didn't I do that last fight?
Yes.
How long does that last?
I think only a minute. Is that correct?
Only a minute. It might be only a minute. Probably. That sounds correct. It would only be a minute, I imagine.
Wait, I didn't move my token. There.
Well,
Should've
I'm
done
not gonna do it because it's just the 3 of us, and I am not at a good spot at the moment. So, okay, let's do bonus action. What do I have for spells? My gosh. Okay, bonus action Hunter's Mark.
Okay.
That's the ranger thing to do. And
Mm-hmm.
then fire away with Kadras. Hunter's Mark. Let me click the thing. It's clicked. Okay. Boop. 26.
Totally hits. Luck shot first, lest we forget.
Wow.
11 points of magical piercing damage.
Got it.
Second shot. 22
Hits.
for 12.
Yes, good. Kill it, coward. Kill everyone.
Yes, kill it, coward.
Vengeance.
Kill it. Vengeance. Yes.
Adam like doubling down as you hear Condra's muttering to you from behind you. Turn and see Adam like, yeah, cheering you right along.
Kill it,
Adam,
coward.
not
Come on.
good. Not good.
Oh, okay. Okay, good to note.
Don't listen to her. You just hear this voice like muffled through under her hand. Lux, that was your action bonus action. You have a little more movement if you want to reposition.
I don't want to get closer to the thing, but Naya's right there. She'll take a step closer, just kind of like, Naya, get away from it. Yeah, that's
He
it.
wants to hug me.
with that, we drop down to Old Ben's turn. Old Ben's going to use his bonus action as he yells like,
Well, you hug it right back, Naya. You're an excellent hugger.
and you can have bardic inspiration right there.
It's true. I've heard this before.
To which I think that he like lifts up this old, like battered, dingy crossbow that he's been carrying with him since he left his shop on Cerelia, and take a shot at this giant moth up in the air. Like, we're gonna kill you this time. 15 will hit. Amazingly, its armor class pretty low. It's not a crit, nonetheless. Old Ben putting 8 points of damage into the moth. He then is going to move.
I'm gonna hide behind this building.
Yes, announce where you're hiding. Perfect stealth
You got
tactic.
it. I'm right back here if you need me.
And he comes darting around behind. That is Ben's turn, which brings us to the gargantua moth itself. Okay, so it's gonna do things.
Okay.
Right. As a bonus action on its turn, while it's hovering over you, Nia, it just like fluffs its wings down at you, and this shimmering cloud
It is
of
gonna hug
dust. You do. You think it's gonna hug you for a bit. The wingtips like almost touch the water, and this wave of dust comes at you. I need for you to make a dexterity saving throw, DC 16.
Stay dusty.
Dexterity.
Stay dusty, my friends. Dex. Yep. DC
that's
16.
So unnecessary.
Hmm.
Okay. I will roll once more with this roll 20, and then probably end up using my real dice.
Lux.
Yeah,
I
I'm gonna be
need
using my real dice from now on.
Very
Oh.
fair. Lux, I need you also to make the same saving throw. Dex save DC 16.
Okay. 23.
23. You made it. Naya. The dust like just kind of comes like wailing into you, clinging to your armor, your hair, the bits of your face. You are fundamentally under the effects of fairy fire. As like you're glimmering with this kind of like pinkish glow as like the moth dust is emanating this kind of radiant light up off of it. That was its bonus action.
For my edification, what does fairy fire do?
Oh, yeah, no problem. It proceeds to grant advantage on all attack rolls against you.
I won't do that. It's gonna hug me.
And now you're all pretty and sparkly.
Yeah, this
This
is
is on all
awesome.
hug rolls.
Are you guys seeing this?
Very much so.
Yeah, it also makes it so like you can't be invisible, stuff like that. And you shed light in a 10-foot radius around you, you know.
Awesome.
To which the moth is gonna go. It will pivot around, I think, like this, and it's gonna take a bunch of attacks. So, for Naya, at advantage, unfortunately, 21 and 26.
21 hits. Oh, advantage. They both hit.
Yeah, unfortunately. You, Naya, are going to take 7 points of bludgeoning damage. For Lux, 2 tentacles lash out towards you.
Great.
Standard attacks, 15, 16.
Miss.
Nice.
Excellent. And for Adam, 2 tentacles.
Hey, I didn't do anything.
I know.
6 attacks.
20.
20 hits.
6 of them.
Okay, so Adam, you'll take 7 points of bludgeoning damage. Oh, wait, it's got a 7th attack as it then like zooms down towards Naya's face, and you realize it's got a beak in that fluffy, furry kind of a head, and this moth beak cleaves into you for 16 points of piercing
Ow!
damage. I'm
I was
sorry,
wrong.
Naya.
I was wrong. Not hugging.
You feel it like chonk down into the wooden armor from Oakstone. That's its turn. That was its action, bonus action. It's not really moving anymore. Adam, you're up.
Okay, so I think the first thing Adam would do is he'd pull out of his butt for storage his newfound lightning javelin. 'Cause
Okay.
my headcanon is that Adam doesn't necessarily have like a repository of weapons on him. It's more so in him. And so I think given like the long form storage of it, it's been more so kind of angled
Pulls
with
it.
inside of him.
Yeah,
Exactly.
got it.
Sword Swallower or the other way. And so he's going to immerse from his hole the newfound lightning javelin. And he'll turn to D and he'll say, "This is for Frederick." And he will throw it at the Gigantomoth. Nope.
Amazing. 10 is unfortunately a miss. It has a very low armor class. Its armor class is not that low. And so the javelin like surges up into the air and it splooshes down into the water just on the other side of it.
All right. So then that being said, Adam will, shake off his hand a little bit, probably a bit shocked from the shock. And he will say, all right, my turn to hug. And so with my movement, I will run to the shore and I will attempt to jump up and onto the Gigantomoth.
Heck yes. Let's have you make an athletics check as you come like charging forward. The yellow line I drew on the map there is going to be to indicate where your javelin got splashed into. You come charging forward and you just heave yourself vaulting through
25.
the air. You can easily make the height to get onto it. The 25 secures you to be able to like grab hold of its furry back and you start like pulling yourself up onto it. As you guys watch, Adam has vaulted onto the back of the Gargantumoth.
Whee!
He did the thing I was going to try and do, but then it hit me.
Oh my goodness.
Technically, Adam, you still have an additional attack. So if
Indeed,
you
I
want to
do.
attack
In which
melee
case,
weapon.
Adam's hand will recess. Up will come let's go with, we'll say a flail. And he will then beat down onto the back of his winged steed.
Boom! 20 hits.
For 11 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay, you guys watch Adam like smash the moth with this flail. More dust comes like rolling up off of it as it does so. Adam, that's your movement, that's your action. Anything else? Bonus action? Anything else?
No, I think that's it.
Okay, that is going to bring us to the end of his turn. We're going to use one of my legendary actions to have the moth proceed to, in a panic, as Adam like hits it in the back, its body like lurches as it lunges down towards the ground, kind of next to you here, Naya. It does notably have like all of this range, but it crashes down into the edge of the dock for a minute and proceeds to lay a bundle of eggs.
God damn it. I knew you were going to say that, and I
That's
didn't want you to say it
gross.
so
Oh
badly.
no, I got the moth pregnant. Naya, what do I do? I can't be a father.
You guys are having a whole different experience of like somebody smashing the back of somebody who's choking, like coughing the food out, as like the eggs come like hurtling out of the thing's body onto the deck. And you watch them immediately just start like cracking as these like vicious looking caterpillars come surging up out of the ground around your feet. Naya, that was at the end of Adam's turn. Naya, you're up on 13.
Cool.
I hate everything.
I'm sorry, it's pretty gross.
I love it.
I hate it. Oh my god.
Whimsy and incest. That's what you get on Dragonfly, you know?
Oh my god.
Okay, so I think two things happen, I guess, for action and bonus action.
Okay.
I think the first is I'm just gonna do some fun stuff because why not? The first is yet again when Naya's been attacked, almost like on like unconscious, like or subconsciously, their eyes flash yellow, and just Shield of Faith activates.
Mm-hmm.
And they're just like, what again? How? Why does that keep happening? And then for my action, I'm gonna say another like not even fully aware of what's going on. Dottie activates and grants Naya heroism. And I believe Dottie holds concentration, so that cannot be dropped.
She
Next
does,
full minute.
yes. Lest we forget the small cryptic doll taken from the Myriad asteroid, a doll which hugs and talks occasionally as, Dottie activates, proceeds to cast heroism on you.
And so that's the start of the next turn. I'll gain those hit points.
No, this round. It casts this round, so you get them top of this round. And
Okay,
then
cool.
at the beginning of every round afterwards. Yep.
So then, yeah, I just gained 4 temporary hit points.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. And that'll be the end of Naya's turn.
fascinating. The doll on like Naya's belt, like, Naya, that was your turn, which is going to bring us to D. You look pretty hurt, Lux. Is that correct? You're like battered and banged up.
You're like half battered. Yeah.
Half battered. Okay, I think that he is going to. Yeah, you can get there. He comes running up behind you and will grab you on the shoulder like,
Whoa.
It was a very delicate balance. It's very bad that Frederick is missing. I did not think that they would appear so quickly. And he's going to cast Cure Wounds on you at 3rd level, granting you back
Nice.
22 hit points.
Wow,
Thank
nice.
you. That's big. Heck yeah.
And then for his bonus
69 hit
action-
points.
Nope, he's
Done.
not going to do that. He's not going to do that. Okay, cool. I'm just double checking my spells. Yeah, he's got nothing he wants to do as a bonus action. I think that just is his action. After which, the Gargantuan is going to take a legendary action.
Throw more eggs onto us.
No more eggs, please. Creepy dolls and eggs. I hate this. And tentacle face? What is
Tentacle
happening?
face is kind of cute.
Fake you out. Okay, got it. That's the end of D's turn. Lux, you're up on 22.
What the heck was that?
Yeah, what's that wisdom saving?
I
Hate
don't know.
that. Hate that.
Who knows?
Oh my gosh. Diddly
Is
dang
this just
it,
saying
okay.
that the moth was too dumb to do something this time? And it's like, I don't know how to do this. If I
If
could, I
only.
would.
Oh,
If only.
jeez. Okay. Lux is going to. This is an interesting conundrum. Yeah, screw it, whatever. Bonus action, Misty Step away a little bit.
Okay.
Bloop.
Bloop. Is that what it sounds like in your business app?
Sometimes.
Lux, make an intelligence check for me. Just straight intro.
Oh,
Womp womp.
Okay.
Oh no. What did I do? What's gonna
You're gonna
happen
become,
to
like,
me?
hypnotized by
God.
the radiant colors of the moth.
I like didn't get far enough away, probably. Whatever.
Also, yeah, why did you? If you stayed next to me, you couldn't be hypnotized.
What are you doing, Lex? What are you
I
doing?
got 3 intelligence.
Don't worry
Lux
about the
is
what
shooting
ifs,
at the thing.
which is going to be a disadvantage because you did not clear its melee range. You couldn't quite tell how far its tentacles go. It has a 20-foot reach, and you are at the edge of it, which is why I just gave you that intelligence check to see if you would teleport back a little bit further, which you
Amazing.
didn't. So unfortunately, your attack's a disadvantage because the tentacles are like trying to grab Kadras out of your hand.
Fine.
Shoot! Shoot! Why do you hesitate?
All right, you've made this a lot less fun.
It was never going to be fun. It was just novel in the beginning. You can't think I like this any more than you do.
23.
Will hit.
Disadvantage what?
Yep, will hit.
11.
Got it.
Second attack. 19. For 10.
For 10?
Yeah.
Okay. 21 points of damage altogether as you put 2 arrows into it, despite the tentacles flailing in front of your faces. You're like ducking and weaving around them. Lux, that was your action. That was your bonus action. You do still have movement.
Yeah, I mean, she rolled the 3, so she's just gonna stay there.
Okay.
Well, I mean, you could. I was gonna say you can move further back, but if you're going with
Yeah.
verisimilitude,
Yeah.
You can move wherever you want. That was just for me to give you the DM tip of like teleport
Yeah,
further
yeah,
away.
yeah.
But you still can move within its range, right? Yeah. Anyway.
I know. Lux. I think Lux doesn't. She's just trying to fire at it.
Okay,
It's fine.
very fair, which will bring us to Ben's turn. I think as he like pops out from around the corner of the building here, he is going to bear with me for a moment. No, that's no good. Oh yeah, whatever. Maybe this will work. He's just gonna be like,
I've got an idea. Watch this. Oh, there's nobody here. All right, never mind.
We're here.
And
Right here, then.
You all just seem a little preoccupied. Close your eyes, Adam. Shit.
I think he realizes as he casts.
Wait, do I
this
close my
spell-
eyes or shit? Which one?
He casts this spell. Hang on 1 second. Within a 5-foot. Nope, that's not going to be in range. He realizes that he's completely like messed up, and so as he's like trying to do his thing, he shifts into him being like, you know what? You're not even a particularly attractive moth, you stupid dusty moth. Like entirely changes his plan, to which he might be able to do 1 point of damage. Let me see what happens with the moth here. Oh my god. That was Ben's action.
Just saved.
Unbelievable. Doesn't even take the 1 point of damage, and he's like,
This all seemed a lot more exciting when I was thinking it through in my head. Don't worry, I've got our backs, guys.
as he's yelling from back here. And I think to that he's going to say,
You're doing a great job, Lux. Really great.
and he'll give you his last bardic inspiration. He's out of bardic inspiration. That is Ben's
Oh,
turn, which brings us back around to the moth.
We're gonna die.
We'll
You might.
And then we're gonna get reincarnated, and it's gonna be really cool.
Yeah, that's why we have a guy here to auto res us.
Oh my god. I was not even considering that. So on 16, it's going to move a bit. Right. Actually, yeah, that's fine. On 16, it moves a bit. It's going to use its bonus action to try to fairy fire D. It can't get you, Adam, because you're up on top of its back. So it proceeds to like push this wafting mass of dust down towards the man, who is not having any of it as he like is dancing and weaving in between the middle of it. And with that, the thing's going to unload its attacks.
Cheapers.
For Naya at advantage. We're gonna go 28 and 26. I think those both hit Naya.
Even with the Shield of Faith, that definitely hits.
Brutal. That's 8 and 2 for 10 points total. I need 2 concentration checks on the Shield of Faith.
Sure. 1 sec.
It's going to use 2 tentacles to try to get you on its back, Adam, as 2 tentacles like flail up behind it for you.
20
17
and 22.
You're good, Naya. You hold concentration. Adam,
Plus 10?
17 and a 24.
I will use one of my runic shields to have it re-roll the 24.
Ooh, very, very nice. What does that look like when the runic shield goes off?
I think honestly, I think we talked about this last time, right? That it's almost like a bit of like a plasma-esque like
Oh, yeah.
explosion almost emanating from him. Okay, well, didn't help either way. Still both hits both
22
times.
does still catch you. So you're going to take 6 points of bludgeoning damage. You're not concentrating on anything. Then it's going to try to, it moves a little bit like that. To which it's going to take its final 2 tentacles for you, Lux.
Great.
And then it's going to try to bite D. 26 and 16, Lux.
The 26.
Wow, critical 1. That's 9 points of bludgeoning damage. I need a concentration check from you, Lux, for Hunter's Mark. He misses on his bite. That is his turn.
Oh,
Hunter's Mark. Now, Lux having one of those nights.
All right, take it back.
know,
Maybe we're not doing great.
you are not concentrating on that anymore. That brings us right around to Adam's turn as you're like clinging to the top of this fluttering moth.
Please, I'm not ready to be a father. They're not mine, right? As he's gesturing into the air.
It gives back to you, and I think that the other
I don't
guy
think
is
it
like,
works that way. You're in the clear.
no, your friend is correct. That is anatomically impossible.
Dr. Lively never told me how babies were made, so thank you for the reassurance. With that, Adam will then will use his bonus action to say, well, I still need to do some growing up, and I'll use Giant Smite to grow into my giant form.
And so we watch as like Adam swells in size, growing into like this towering form, clinging to the back of this moth, fluttering through the air.
Does the moth, like, is it weighed down at all by my increased size, or is it still like totally copacetic?
It's a size category larger than you, which means it can carry you theoretically. But so that's a great question. You are made of metal and presumably very heavy. Let's have it make a strength check. Let's see how well it can effectively stay in the air. 20, I think it's like holding its altitude, right?
Okay.
It's like managing with you on its back.
All right. So that being said, I will continue to use the flail to make it flail for my attack.
Okay.
14.
Hits. That is its armor class.
Oh, nice.
Oh!
All right, so I'll do, and I'll add my Giant's Might onto that. 9 total.
Okay, got it. First attack.
Or do I use my bonus action, so I only get 1 attack?
No, you still have 2 attacks because you're a high enough level fighter that you
Oh.
get 2 main hand attacks, and then when you have a bonus action, you would get a third for your offhand. But so you still get a second.
Incredible. Okay, well then, why the heck not? Adam will then pull out with his other hand the War Hammer, and he will make an attack. 24
Smash, boom, totally hits. Go ahead and roll damage for that.
for another 12.
Yes, excellent. The moth taking a bad beating after it's shown up. The group of you like pummeling it at him. That's your action. That's your bonus action. Your movement is holding on to the back of the moth.
I'm staying put.
Got it. I think that for its legendary action at the end of your round, it's going to try to drop you. It uses its legendary action basically just to move. So you can take an attack of opportunity at it, Naya, as it flies out of your range.
Oh, dope.
That was a heavy
11
dice.
plus
Yeah,
9.
sounded like it was
That's
made of
20.
lead.
Dirty 20.
20 hits.
Great.
Womp.
9.
That's the big die. For 9 points of damage. Got it. And so, Adam, what I'm going to have you do here is it's going to move. It's basically starts flying like loop-de-loops. The thing is doing like chaos moth flight. So I'd just like you to make an athletics check opposed to its. I'm going to make a dexterity check as it's moving. High roll wins. So if you fail, you fall. If not, you stay on.
Evasive maneuvers.
Oh, let's
Solid
see.
20.
Oh.
As I think we see the moth come like zooming up over the lake, and as it spins around, Adam, I think your legs like fall off and the tufts of moth fur like just come loose, right? It's not like actually holding that tight as you like plummet, and we just hear this enormous kind of like splooshing cannonball while Adam's body like drops back down to the lake. I think your head and shoulders still like just above water at this level due to your increased height at this point. And the moth like just fluttering around here. That was at the end of your turn, which brings us to Naya's turn on 13.
Okay, so I get 4 hit points from heroism.
Oh my gosh, that scared me so much.
And
Can't say
then-
I have 4 hit points and
Oh,
then
no.
pause.
Sorry.
Okay, well, I have 4 hit points.
I
I
get
didn't
4
it
hit
either. I was
points.
like, what's so scary? Why was it? What's...
Naya's just gonna step over here to get closer to the moth. As far as they're concerned, these bugs that just puked up aren't doing anything because they haven't yet. So Naya's ignoring them and will swing at the moth twice for 2 attacks because of
Yep. Because of badass paladining.
Yeah. Sadly, I don't have my plus 13 to hit anymore, but that's fine. So that is a 23 and 11.
Hits.
Ooh.
No, not the 11. 23 hits.
Actually,
11
though,
misses.
for the 11, Bardic Inspiration.
Oh, yes. Go Big Ben.
What is the dice for that?
He's only got a D6 still.
D6, that's fine.
Okay, so you got a
Come on, roll well.
chance.
A 6. So
Yeah,
that is a
hits.
17.
Both hit. Yes.
Cool. So both hit. Damage. Oh, I forgot. It wasn't 9. It was 11 because I forgot to add the 2 to my fighting style.
Got it.
Okay, so for this, it is 13 plus 9. Yes.
22.
That's 22. Yep.
Cool. Yeah, that's fine. I'm not gonna do anything else at the moment on it. I'm gonna hold until I need to. If we're feeling really bad.
Okay. Very
Yeah,
fair.
take the 2 hits.
Naya, that's your turn. You step forward, you cleave into it. Dust like falling all over the place. This kind of like moth fur falling down around everywhere. It is still like wailing away, battling with the tentacles. Is that your whole turn?
Oh. Oh, yes. I thought I'd cast
Okay.
something else, but no. Yeah, that's it. No bonus action.
Okay. Gosh. At the end of your turn, it's going to use another. Oh no, wait! It can only do that. No, it can do that once a day. It can do this. It can do this.
Maybe it doesn't have to do anything though. Maybe
It doesn't have to, but it wants to, as it's gonna lay another bunch of eggs down on the ground.
I don't know what that even means.
Nope, nobody does. Here we go. Second. Oh, that is a skeleton, not eggs. What is that doing here? Where'd that come from?
Yeah, just threw up a skeleton.
Oh no.
Okay,
Why
now
would I-
I'm really not sure how I did that.
Why is that defaulted to copy setting on my Roll20? Who knows?
I know, like
D will proceed to. Let me see what he's got here. He is gonna cast well, okay, I know what he's gonna do. He will fall back to you, Lux, which I think then unfortunately provokes an attack of opportunity from the swarm of bugs that he was not anticipating. Which misses him. That's nice. As he comes racing over to you, Lux, he will proceed to like reach out, grabbing a hold of your quiver of arrows, which I presume has more than 4 in it.
yes.
Oh, okay. And he is going to like conjure. You hear him like murmuring these words, a prayer to the stars, as it were. And he reaches out, grabbing hold of your quiver, like, keep shooting. Do not let your angry bow discourage you. And he's casting flame arrows on you. So your arrows will all be doing increased damage.
Whoa.
As he is concentrating on that, which will bring us to your turn right here, Lux.
What's the addition to the damage?
He only used a 3rd level spell slot, so it's basically an extra 1d6 points of fire damage on all the arrow.
Cool.
On all your arrows.
Love it. 1d6. Awesome. Okay. Bink. Okay. So then, yeah, I think Lux will. It's now out of her range, right? It's now that it's more than 15 feet, right?
No, you're still in the 20-foot range.
But it got an attack of opportunity on. Oh, the swarm got an attack of opportunity.
On D.
Never mind. It's 20
It's the little bugs. The tentacles are very long. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I think Lux will take a step back, trying to get away from the tentacles.
Okay.
Yeah, go for it.
This is the like biggest natural 20 ask I've ever heard in my life. I literally can like feel him coming.
Yeah.
You got very lucky right there. The tentacles are not doing nightmarish damage, as is evidenced by that. So you take 2 points of bludgeoning damage, like as you back away and are hit with this like glancing blow.
Okay. Yeah, she'll kind of. I don't want to get too close to Ben. Okay, that's whatever. We're staying right there. Kadras. I have my bonus action, but I don't have Hunter's Mark anymore. Bonus action Planar Warrior then.
Okay.
And fire away. Oh.
Wow, that's a critical one.
Really
that
sad.
misses.
Okay. It's very
For
sad.
once, your bow can't break.
29.
Really. That hits.
Okay, great. So this will be Planar Warrior. So this will be all force damage plus, I don't know, whatever damage.
And
Lots of things happening.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, okay. These rolls for 10 points of force and fire damage.
Jeez, I was hoping for something way more impressive than that, but that's fine. That's it. That's all I can do.
That's your action. That's your bonus action. That's your second attack as you go. And I think you hear from behind you like, wow, I was really expecting. All right, good job, Lux. That was great. You're killing it. As he like reloaded the crossbow, he brings it up, aiming to fire, which he will. 17 hits for 9 points of damage, way more than
Wow.
Got him. Did you see that? I'm getting better with this thing.
You're doing great, Ben.
Good job, Ben.
The real shame Frederick's not here to help us out. That's Ben's turn on.
Take it back, Ben.
He swarms.
We don't need the 9 damage anymore if you're just going to hurt us.
Emotional damage.
The swarms will go both, unfortunately, like surging up over Naya's feet and legs. This like massive like swarm of caterpillars coming at you from both sides. They have advantage on their attacks. They both do miss. They're just like gnawing away at the exterior of like the wooden armor to no avail. Caterpillars like beginning to surge up Naya's body to very limited effect. Which brings us back to the top of the round at 16. Wait a minute. What happened to Lux? Did I lose you somewhere? Oh, you went. And those things were supposed to go on 8.
You basically swapped the 2 of them going.
Yeah. Okay. Got it. No, not a big deal. To that end, the moth will go. Oh boy. It looks pretty hurt.
Does it?
I don't think it does.
A little bit. It's gonna just attack one more time. F it. I think that it's hungry. It has been years since that froghemoth has been eating all of its kind. It's gonna attack. It will proceed to wheel around and go 2 tentacles for A.D.A.M in the water. 10 and a 20, I think hits.
Yeah, 20 does.
So you'll take 6 points of bludgeoning damage, A.D.A.M.
Naya,
you are missed badly with a 17 and 11. No, advantage.
Advantage. Both hit.
No. Runic shield. 20 has to be re-rolled.
You can runic shield the other attacks. Dope.
That's awesome. I did not know that. That's cool.
Yeah, anyone who's within 60 feet of me, I can use it on.
It's wild.
Very dope. So a 20 and a 19. But the 20 hits you, Naya?
20 hits, the 19 misses.
Okay. So you only get hit
once.
once.
Wait a
for
minute.
5.
No, sorry. Shield of Faith. I'm at 22. Both miss.
Okay, great.
Whoa.
Sorry.
The tentacles like hammering off the shield of faith as they come flailing down. Now you've stepped out of range. So it's going to send the last 2 tentacle attacks for D on the edge over here. 27, 25. Both will hit him pretty soundly for 10 points of damage. He's got to make a concentration check. And then it's going to try to bite for you, A.D.A.M, down in the water as it's having more success with you.
I gotta do it. One more runic shield.
That's
your
great.
Last one?
You don't take 26 points of damage. Instead, I will reroll.
Okay, it's still gonna hit.
Still hits. Will be.
Oh
wow! What a big roll! 20 points of piercing damage, A.D.A.M, in the water.
Right.
That was its action. It did not use a bonus action this round. It is effectively fairy fired all of you, and you either passed or succeeded. D needs to make a concentration check on the flame arrows. Wow. That was I can't even hold concentration to buff Lux, Taylor. That concentration spell dropping as he is hit with the tentacle. That is the moth's turn. A.D.A.M, you're up.
All right. So A.D.A.M will first off, as a free action, I'll be like, "Oh yes, my javelin, thank you," and he'll just kind of take it up out of the muck at the bottom. I meant to do this. And so I think what you will see from the shore is his eyes glow red as he will engage his protocol. Fabricated incendiary restrains enemies. And as you see his eyes grow a nice crimson, he will invoke his fire rune, which will, let me see if I can I do it? I don't know if I can actually put the info in there.
You should be able to. If you hit the little dialogue bubble there, it should dump right in the chat. There's like a little comic bubble next to it. Right?
Oh, yeah, I see it now. Let's take a look for the uninitiated. So, basically, what I need to do is that a little cute little pair of fiery shackles is going to appear on this Gigantomoth. So it's going to, first, when I attack it, it'll take an extra 2d6 fire damage, and then it will have to make a strength saving throw. If it fails, it will be restrained for 1 minute.
Excellent.
Nice.
Pretty dope. Sick. Okay, so go for it. Make your attacks.
Yeah, so let's do... I'll go in with the flail first for 14.
Hits.
And we'll do that for 7 plus 2d6 of the fire damage. So that's going to be 13 damage total.
Nice.
And then
Okay.
in with the Warhammer, 22. Let's add some Giant Smite onto this for fun. For 16 points of damage.
And these fiery chains are now holding it down to the ground, restraining it effectively. Quite nice. That's your turn, Adam.
Hell, you know what? Action Surge.
Oh, there it is.
Let's do it again. Yeah, I'll do it again. So first, we'll go in order here. So we'll start with the flail for... Oh, take that Giant Smite off. So just 11 points of bludgeoning damage.
Got it.
And then one more time, it's hammer time. 14 for 10 more bludgeoning damage.
Amazing.
Okie doke, as Adam goes absolutely wild. So another 21 points of bludgeoning damage while you're just wailing away on this thing from up above. These fiery chains holding it down to the ground. Adam, that was your turn.
Mm-hmm.
Okie doke. Yeah, it's going to use a legendary action on the end of your turn and proceed to just like spew eggs at you. It is this very like grotesque looking thing as the eggs are all like kind of like splashing down into the water next to you. Caterpillars like ripping loose from them, kind of falling and twitching down.
I can't pay for swim lessons.
That's at the end of Adam's turn. That's going to bring us to Naya on 13.
Despite the fact that the giant moth is probably a pretty decent priority, Naya is just basically just like, oh, gross, and just starts swinging at the bugs that are on them.
Heck yeah, very fair. Go for it.
So yeah, 2 attacks, I guess, on each.
One
Patch?
for each.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh. Well, one of those is a natural one. So that would still be a 10, I guess. I don't think that missed. The other one is a dirty 20.
Absolutely hits.
Cool. And then the dirty 20 does 5 plus 7, 12 points of damage.
Okie doke. It's really
and also just because
fight them
because they are grossed out by the bugs on them. Yes, they are also just gonna fire off a level 1 divine smite.
You realize that the sword, it's really hard for you to get as many bugs as possible. Even the sword being enchanted, great. It's just hard to hit bugs, so the smite will do full damage.
Okay.
Where the sword only did half damage.
Cool.
Yep.
So yeah. Oh my god, terrible roll. 4.
For 4 points of radiant damage. Brutal.
Yeah, that's rough.
Wait, that's impossible. That was a 2d8 you rolled that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. That's
A
not
1 and a
impossible.
3. Yeah.
Brutal.
Yeah.
Naya, that was your
Naya's
turn.
too grossed out by the bugs. Can't even concentrate on their smite.
That was your turn, Naya, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Rough.
I think D, like seeing everything like frantically happening here as he sees Naya trying to deal with the bugs, he's like, I think that we're going to need to shift our focus to the other one. I'll try to help you.
Yeah,
And
these are really gross. It's hard to attack the moth with the just.
there's
the
also a very
crawling
real chance that they might lay eggs in your body for the next moth to hatch, so we very desperately need to get them off of you.
Did you say mom or moth?
He's going to cast poison spray at the swarm of bugs that's like down around your legs as this cloud of gas kind of appears around you. And I will have them make a Constitution saving throw here, Naya.
I need to make a Constitution saving throw?
No, he's just going for the bugs, not you, which obliterates the first of the swarm of bugs. So there's still a couple more climbing up on you from behind, but the poisonous gas kind of like rolling over the bugs just nukes them.
Thank you. Appreciate it. I can really thank you later. Also, if you're still interested, I know I killed that giant frog demon, but still.
I think he cocks an eyebrow towards you as he like shuffles away. Like, are you okay? I'll be right back. While he's like walking away from you, Lux, and like getting a look at A.D.A.M in the distance of the water for his bonus action. Of course, the NPCs get Philly rules too, so that was his action. He's got a bonus action healing word. This is actually even rules as written, which is very rare for me when it comes to spell casting in D&D. He will proceed to healing word you, A.D.A.M. You get 10 hit points back.
Let's go, Druid.
I don't believe that you can drown as you are made entirely of metal, but be careful in the water.
I'm very giant. I could drown myself if I wanted to, but look. And he just sort of waves his hands above the water.
Right. It's at that point the swarm of insects will go. This one's for A.D.A.M. This one is for Naya. Oh, my God, the double crit runs. I think that you guys are like inadvertently just like stomping caterpillars, and they are really not doing a great job at all about anything, which brings us to the top of the round. Lux, you are up.
Great. So this thing is restrained.
It is currently restrained by fiery chains.
So that's advantage, right?
Correct, Amondo.
Love it. Okay. And I don't have fire arrows anymore. Oh, that's so unfortunate. Oh my God.
Nope, I tried, but even I can't do anything to make Lux's luck better. Yep. Lux,
planar warrior. And yeah, I guess we'll just try and hit this big moth.
You got it. You're gonna kill it.
19.
Oh, I thought it was actually a miss. Yes, 19 hits. Yes.
Okay. For 15 points of damage, and then next one 24.
Oh yeah, kill it, get it, it's done, it's done.
For 8, so that's a total of 23 points of damage. Is that correct?
I don't know. That's
Brenna will keep me honest over here. You all can ask her tomorrow how many hit points it has left.
23. Hell yeah, Mike called it.
There you go.
Oh no, it's still alive. With one single hit point. As we come to Ben's turn.
Yes, old Ben, use your disc track, old Ben. Use your disc track.
I think Ben steps out from around the side of the building like, we're still shooting it, right? Okay, I got this.
Yeah.
Like fumbling, raising the crossbow up to take a shot at this guy.
Oh no.
I think you guys just hear and he goes, oh shit. It's like we see the string on Ben's crossbow, and he looks down at it like, I can't fix this, and he pulls out the dagger. Good thing I sharpened this knife. That's old Ben's turn. He has a bonus action. He's got no bardic inspiration left. He's got no bonus action spells. Wait.
Damn.
Nope.
Come on,
he ducks around behind the building. Like,
God damn it!
Sorry about that.
Fine, you did great, buddy.
So just to recap, this doof said, "I've got it," loads it, breaks his weapon, then runs behind the building with a knife.
That's correct. That's old Ben's turn. Like, I've got this. Oh hell! As he runs back around the building, which brings us, unfortunately, back to the moth's turn.
We're the one freaking hit. Wait, it takes fire damage, doesn't it?
No, because the concentration on that dropped.
No.
On the fire rune?
Yes, the fire rune. I thought you meant your arrows.
Oh, the target takes 2d6 fire damage at the start of each of its turns.
Pop, pop.
Oh my God, amazing. Roll the damage.
All right, just for fun and games.
Yeah, just for fun.
3 damage, so barely, but...
And I'm going to just so that we could see how interesting this would have been if not for the fiery chains. Have all of you
Sorry.
guys make wisdom saving throws, DC 16.
I'm good at those now. Well,
Great.
let's see what.
Okay.
I hate
That's
everything.
a massive failure. As is that one.
I will use I'll use my Indomitable to re-roll a failed saving throw. Does still fails.
I get advantage on all wisdom saving throws.
You do, because you're a Verdan. 23. I'll just roll for these guys nonetheless. Let's just keep everybody honest here. And my man, old B. Where you at, Benny? Here you go. Okay.
Holy crap, I just read the description of this thing. What?
And so, as the fire begins to consume the moth's
no.
body, there is a violent explosion of rainbow-colored dust, which proceeds to knock Lux and A.D.A.M and Old Ben to, Old Ben made it. Just Lux and A.D.A.M to 0 HP. Both of you completely zeroed out. As A.D.A.M, you fall back in the water, and we watch as you, Naya, have the magnificent view with Ben and D of 100 feet away up in the air. The moth's body, like, immolated, just like a candle burning in the sky as it's like falling. It has freed itself from the restraints. It is dead. It did teleport away at the last possible second as the body is like falling towards the lake, and you have a panicked instant where you like look back to your friends and see Lux like just totally down on the ground. The huge splash as A.D.A.M's body falls into the water. What do you want to do, Naya?
I mean, Lux went down, right?
Yeah, Lux also just got deleted from the Twitch call. That's how zeroed out that she is.
Wow. Brutal. Just a rage
It's very
Straight up.
similitude, right? She's like, well, if my
Yeah.
character's down, then I must be away from the action.
Naya seeing Lux drop is immediately gonna bolt over to Lux on the ground and place their hands on Lux and say, "Not today," and give 20 hit points via lay on hands.
I am reintroducing
You're so
Lux
emotional.
to the chat.
Amazing.
Oh, did you just close it? You pulled to me?
Screw it.
That's incredible. So angry.
Taylor-
Just,
Taylor getting
no.
so pissed she just is closing the video call.
That is a
No, I
little
wasn't
rage quit.
pissed. I was just so I don't know. I was so frantic. I just accidentally hit the freaking X.
That's
Oh my gosh.
incredible.
Okay, 20 hit points.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I missed the speech. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, there was no major speech. The
Okay.
the caterpillar's unable to get a hold of you
Okay.
as they come running over. I think D similarly would like go splashing into the water, like wading in until he kind of crashes into A.D.A.M's body, and will cast a Cure Wounds on A.D.A.M as you're
I think
like
the storm
eyes
gets
open
an
at him.
opportunity attack on me, by the way, because I left there.
It did. It missed. Yeah,
cool.
it missed. D like wandering into the water will cast a Cure Wounds on you, A.D.A.M, granting you back a couple of hit points here, and then the swarm is going to attack him. So A.D.A.M, you get 12 health back. You're underwater. Like, what the hell just happened? You still see the like sparkling motes of light. Similarly with you, Lux, as you like come back to consciousness, there's just like light flaring in front of your eyes as you're like blinking it off for a moment.
Am I still on? Have fairy fire, or does it go away once the creature's dead?
You do still have fairy fire. Yeah, you're still covered in this glowing
Amazing.
dust.
I assume that when Lux opens their eyes, I'm just standing above them, glowing.
You are, as a
Welcome-
matter of point.
Welcome back. It exploded. It was cool.
Whoa.
Well, not the you being knocked down unconscious part. That less cool, but it exploding was cool.
That was so quick. That was fine.
Meanwhile, A.D.A.M, as you come to, you're laying underwater in the mud of this lake, which you spent a lot of time inside of.
Yeah.
That you guys walked in here. And you can see the form of the man, like, kind of standing over you, his hand touching as he's healed you. These bugs next to you. What do you want to do?
Is it as in like, is it my turn?
Yeah, sure.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm just gonna like a man who is waking up on a lazy Saturday morning. I'm just gonna kind of roll over with the flail and squash the bugs that are immediately next to me.
Go for it. Make an attack.
Let's see. 19
Totally hits.
for 5 bludgeoning damage.
Okay. Do they still get the? Yeah, bugs like moving around. You can make your second attack too.
Okay, cool. I'll do it here too. Yeah, 16.
Hits.
Oh, and I'll do a giant smite with that one. 15 more points of damage.
Okay, excellent. As you're like smashing away at these bugs under the water, yeah, Naya, you like hear the splashing from behind. Lux, you come to with like Naya glowing over you, this like pink light radiating down over you. Yeah, you hear like thrashing and splashing in the water as D has wandered off into there. What do you want to do, Lux?
Is it me?
Yeah. We've like pretty much abandoned any semblance of reason and are just madcap dashing through initiative. So yeah,
I love it. Amazing.
Chaotic crew deserves chaotic initiative.
Yeah, precisely.
Very true. Yeah, Lux will get up and take a step next to Naya and fire some arrows at the bugs, I guess.
Okay.
We'll do another bonus action, Planar Warrior. Where's the first one? 17?
That hits. Yep.
Great. Ooh. 17?
Wow. Is that all force damage?
Yes.
Yes, very nice. You watch as like most of these bugs seem to be like obliterated. Your arrow just like piercing a hole straight through the dock itself.
Love it. And second attack. 12.
Hits. That's their AC.
Oh shoot.
They are destroyed.
Yes. Great.
Ben goes, I think he comes around the corner of the house and is like, I've got this. And he's carrying a rock like the size of a bowling ball as he's like hobbling along. Like, wait, where did everything? Oh, by the twin moons of Cerelia, he says, as like this trail of smoke leading from where like the moth has fallen. We're in the back. There's kind of like this glow of the fire from behind the trees. Like, is everything dead? Wait, what's that? Is that an alligator? As there's all like the thrashing underwater of A.D.A.M and the bugs, and we'll cut right to A.D.A.M right there.
The bugs.
Yeah, so I think the last thing I would do is keep smashing it. Yeah, I think I would say an unarmed attack would be fun for flavor, but I think you would just keep going down.
12 hits, that is their AC.
Okay, awesome. With some giants might add it on for 14 more.
Yeah, I think as you smash down the last of the bugs obliterated, you like drive your fists down into the mud. They all kind of come churning up around you. The figure like D stepping back, I think that like for a moment he offers a hand and then it's like, what am I doing? You're a 10-foot tall robot. As like, yeah, he kind of steps back up out of the water.
And I think though, as everyone is tending to their wounds, A.D.A.M would reveal in his curled hand one of these maggots, and he would put it inside of his body for safekeeping.
Oh yes, a thing you love to hear. As I think we see like the silt through the water, kind of like rushing through your hands while you raise it up. This giant metal hand with the one caterpillar kind of working his way across it, and you're like,
no.
You survived, my child. I shall name you Nemo.
I just like stares, just blinks a few times, just like, well, something I'm never gonna unremember.
Gosh, you're awful sparkly, Naya.
Yeah, isn't it great?
You look great.
How's
Yeah,
it look for me?
it really suits you. Really, so your skin's so glowy.
Should probably invest in this more often. Maybe just throw myself some fairy fire, and just walk around. It's a good.
Perhaps if we were able to recruit the Gigantomos to a more mercantile cause, they would be able to spin fantastical fabrics of scintillating varieties.
Honestly,
That's actually a very remarkable idea. I'm surprised nobody has thought of that before.
I'm
but
about at a 50% hit rate. Yes, I had the crossbreeding idea beforehand with the resurrection, then had this one. So that's pretty accommodating.
Well,
Yeah.
that's very fair.
Yeah,
Is
50% pretty good for stuff
everybody
like that.
okay? That was a lot of stuff. Adam, you were in the lake again.
Yep.
Dude,
Should I live here now?
are you the new frog Hemoth?
Ooh, how about this? And he turns to D. What if there's a rumor of a big metal man that lives in the lake that protects them from gigantomoths? I don't need to be here, but from what I hear in investigating primordial communities that my father used to exploit beyond belief back when he was alive, a myth carries oftentimes more than the truth. If you were to tell the legend of a giant metal man who exists in the water and prevents the gigantomoth scourge upon this planet, that would go a fair way, I'd say, to replacing the beloved Frederick.
It's interesting that you suggest this, actually, as there is a place I have been where there is, in fact, a giant metal man that was destroyed. His body is resting in a lake. It could work, actually. It is mostly myth, legend, storytelling. In one hand, I feel very grateful that you all were here to fight off the Gargantumoth, but on the other hand, I feel that if you all were not here, that perhaps Kenneth could have eaten it, and it would not have been a concern.
You mean Frederick? Who's Kenneth?
Kenneth is a really cute mud
Is
man
that his
from
middle
another
name?
world.
That was like a total, like, holy Christ, rent-free in my head moment. Yeah. No, there's no Kenneth. I misspeak. He was a lover of mine from my younger days, but he's long gone.
Oh.
Oh, I'm sorry. You know, between Frederick and Kenneth, maybe need some comfort. Just know.
Did you try to resurrect him?
Oh
No.
gosh, should we still do that?
I did not have those powers then. I think that Ben sheepishly is like, honestly, I mean, I gotta get the crossbow fixed, but the high priority would be to resurrect my dead teenage lover from my youth. I mean, yeah, that I would appreciate that if possible.
Yeah, also Ben, we've like come across so many weapons. We can definitely get you some new stuff.
That's fine. I think this is quite sharp now that Adam helped me out with his teeth there, but we will need a new crossbow string.
Yeah.
Let's make sure to practice those stabbing skills of yours too. Also, just before we do anything else, maybe we just rest for, I don't know, let's just say 1 hour.
Hey, I brought cheese sandwiches.
And I think he reaches into his little passenger bag and like he breaks out like this really rough bread with like poorly cut cheese in it, but like I mean they constitute. There is bread and cheese, you know.
That's great, Ben. Gee, you were all prepared for this whole little picnic up here.
Do we have time for a picnic, or are these moths going to keep kind of coming all night? What's the situation there, D?
And I think that he's like, I believe that we should be all right for a time. Takes them a period of time to grow to maturity. There's not usually more than one alpha. They eat each other also. It is a very sort of complex
They're
interaction.
Really gross. That's really
I would like
nasty.
cheese sandwiches. Yes, I am feeling a little peckish.
Perfect. And nothing says a good day more than dining upon the carcasses of the creatures you once slew right in front of you. Here, here. And Adam will reach and grab a sandwich, just kind of like, oh, and shove it into his mouth and down his throat.
Is that how you eat all the time?
Oh, I don't eat at all. None of the time. I just thought I'd be polite. Oh, just inside of me.
Oh, is it gonna like get bad in there?
I was under the impression it was already bad, but yes, I suppose it gets marginally worse, of course.
You might want to, yeah, like, I don't know, store up enough stuff and then eject it out from you.
Okay. Oh,
No.
Oh, no. Pull out the sandwich and put it back on the tray.
What is it with all these people that are just eating things and throwing them up? Like, what is? Do you remember the badman who just like throw up his cat all the time? That was wild.
I remember him.
No. Who?
Oh,
He was a little purple-looking fella, a bit like a Sandy Claus. That was
you
his
remember
other
Naya?
name.
he rode the apparatus like into the museum. Remember, into Occam's museum?
Wait,
Oh.
we're going to a museum?
Was
No,
was he around at that point? Okay, I didn't know that.
I don't know.
Regardless, lots of just weird stuff that people can take in and
That's
out of their
basically
mouths.
the motto of the Dragonfly. Lots of weird stuff that you can take into and out of your mouth. Yep, that's what I always say.
Yeah.
It's like eating a cheese sandwich.
Do we want to roll, by the way? Hit dice now?
You
Let
may
me
have a
forget.
short rest
Oh, nice.
with no moth attacks.
Thank
Oh
goodness.
yeah, I do only have 12 HP, so yeah, I should probably do that.
Holy schmoly.
So you get all your short rest stuff back. You can burn all your hit dice. For fighters, that's pretty much everything, I think, for you.
Do I get everything back on a short rest? Yeah.
I think so. I'm 90% sure all your rune.
If I click the short
rune
rest
stuff.
button on Roll20, what happens?
Oh yeah, I've been playing around with it. It might not know to reset like your action surges and any of the stuff that you're tracking with the little like togglers on the right side there.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it did. Oh, well,
Yeah.
I'll reset it.
The long rest one will like fully reset your whole sheet, like hit points, spell memorizations, all that good stuff. But the short rest one only seems to like I don't know, account for hit dice. Doesn't make any sense to me even then. So.
What the frick is happening?
I believe lay on hands is long rest. But I'm not positive.
Yeah, it is.
Okay,
Lay
great.
on hands is long rest.
All right. Wait for Taylor to be done. Okay, let's go.
Uh,
Oh, nice. Okay.
oh, I should use Dottie while I'm at it. I think I could do that once as well, once per long rest.
3,
Right, Rich?
Yes, I believe so.
4.
We
Yes.
should rename that doll.
Oh, Dottie's a fun
5,
name.
Yeah, but the creepy
6.
orb was named Dottie.
7.
Good too.
Oh. Okay.
I don't know. Well,
Do you add anything to hit die?
Oh, was he talking? Yeah, we've lost Rich.
Can't hear you. We've lost you. Oh no. It is. Yeah, it should be your con. Yep.
Blackbud healing allows me to reroll any 1 or 2 on hit die, so I'm gonna reroll.
Okay,
That's much
yeah,
better.
so
That's a
I
7.
got all my runes back, but nothing else. Okay, that's fine.
Nice.
Okay, I should be back now. Did that?
Yep,
There
we
you
can
go.
hear you.
Yep.
Sorry. Bumped the mic and did something weird there.
Does it allows me? Sorry, it allows me to roll twice for any hit dice I roll on 1 short rest.
It doubles all the hit dice that you roll. So whatever you roll, it like doubles the number. Does that make sense?
Oh, I don't roll 2 hit die.
No, yeah, you can just double what you have rolled. Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
nice.
Like
Okay.
you decide how
Cool.
many hit dice you want to roll, and it will just double all those dice as you're rolling them.
Got it.
That's so cool.
It's pretty good. There's not a lot of like great short rest stuff, but this makes hit dice much more, I think, valuable for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that actually is great. So that'll just on 2 hit die, I'll jump back up to.
I've been
Cool.
thinking about that a lot more as we go because I know I am predisposed to sometimes like keep you all for literal like weeks on end without getting the rest. And to me, that's part of the fun of like contiguous D&D is like you
Oh,
are. It
yeah.
is resource management, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I was playing with some clients a couple weeks ago, and the guy was like, "I guess I have my cantrips," and I was like, "Yeah, I guess you do."
Well,
free for a reason.
Yeah.
Baby.
As though
Cool.
we're designed this way. So you guys hang out over the course of the hour. You know, you sit, you eat, you talk. I don't know, like what specific discussion there is, but essentially, D has begun like taking out these various ingredients. He's got these kind of crushed herbs and poultices tied off in these little bundles that he's setting in like a tray, and then all of these kind of like oils and unguents and all of this sort of very exotic stuff. Yeah. And as the rest is coming to an end, I think that he like is like, Thank you very much for the sandwich. I was actually quite famished. It has been a very long day since I've eaten, but I am ready if you all are. It is important that there's no going back here. It can't be certain that he will be a kobold at all. I cannot make requests either as much. I was going to explain before that if I could simply conjure up a froghemoth again, then I might try, but the stars will give us what they will.
I think I would look to old Ben to see his response to the question, are you ready?
Yep.
And old Ben's like,
I didn't even know that this was possible until just a few months ago, so I'm as ready as I'll ever be.
D nods. Very well. Let us begin then.
Is there anything we can do to help, or should we just kind of, be moral support?
Encouragement? Do you need me to rub your shoulders at all, or?
You can help me with one last thing. I need to get this out of my bag, and it's a little bit awkward. It's an unwieldy. Could you maybe help? Somebody help pull while I hold on to the bag. Okay, thank you. And I think that D opens the bag and you reach in and grab a hold of something. It feels almost like a tree branch with a bend or a fork in it, and he begins kind of pulling the bag, and as this happens, a leg emerges, a kind of naked leg. You're holding onto a foot, and the dead leg of a corpse as he's yanking the bag back, and this body falls out of the bag. Flump! It hits the ground in the grass. It is very dead. The rigor mortis is set in, and it's at quite an awkward position, which made it very unwieldy. It would have been very hard for him to get it out of the bag by himself, and he just looks at all of you perhaps the less questions, the better. And then he begins just rubbing it down with oils and onions.
Adam's eyes are twinkling with delight.
For Adam's benefit, I feel like we need to ask, you didn't kill this person, right?
No, absolutely.
Great.
They died in an accident at the docks. I'm certain that their family has been compensated, but yes.
Seems like a lot of accidents happen down at those docks.
They do, actually. We are beginning to think that perhaps there should be some type of oversight down there. As it is now, it's a bit of a free-for-all. Yes.
You think there should be some dock ops? Is that what you're saying?
Doc ops might be one way to approach it. Yes.
I mean,
yes.
have you ever been to Lund? Because they have a whole dragon for that sort of thing.
A dragon? You do not say. Their dragons are very open and prominent. Obviously, I know a dragon, but she likes to keep it a little bit under the radar, as it is. I don't even know what radar is. That's just an expression I've heard.
Oh,
So
I know
it's
what I do with my head.
Incredible. Anyway, yes, just an innocent bystander killed by misfortune, whose family, quite frankly, disliked them extraordinarily and did not wish to pay to have them buried. So I took the body, and well, it turned out quite in handy that I needed one this quickly. So,
Well, I guess. Sure. Ben, if you're comfortable with this, we're here,
What's one more dead body? I mean, I never thought I'd see so many until I hooked up with you guys, but it is a regular murderer's row. I mean, pretty much everywhere we go nowadays, we leave some dead bodies, so fine by me.
But most of the time, they're all very bad.
Yeah, that part I would generally agree with. Yeah.
Does it help that the cosmic checkbook will balance and that one life will be given this time around in exchange for all these lives taken?
Oh, that's almost poetic. Good job, Adam.
Did I win my bid for treasurer?
I think that with that, D begins the process, which takes about an hour as he's moving around this body that he's now rolled over so its back is down on the grass. He's covering it in these oils and unguents. He lights this kind of incense is burning out of this brazier as it was, kind of smoke catching with the wind and filling up in the space as he begins to kind of chant and pray. He calls on a number of the gods. I don't know how familiar any of you are with the various religions of space or how interested you are in becoming familiar. But he has like some very specific kind of prayers that he is going through, as it were. And over the course of the hour, you watch as like the body almost like becomes like loose again, the rigor mortis kind of like giving way as it eases itself into this more restful position in the grass. And I'll say, like, gosh, I don't know, does one of you guys want to roll? It seems very anticlimactic for me to roll my own reincarnation dice.
Oh, what do you
druid
need to
dice?
roll is the question.
A 1d100. I have found, just as a preface, the reincarnation of Player's Handbook spell in the Player's Handbook. It only has those simple races from back in the day. I have found a reincarnation table that includes not only kobolds, but many of the other races which have been released since. As it was, I have got a table in front of me with a whole ton of numbers on it for 100-sided die.
Okay.
I have a question.
Sure. We love those.
So, we all know what a death saving throw is. Would this count as a life saving throw?
Amazing.
Yes.
It technically could.
Plus 4.
Only ever gotten to roll one of these.
If it is a saving throw, you get plus 4 for being near me.
Oh my gosh.
We'll see how we apply that.
Yeah.
Are you going to roll, Taylor?
Yeah, I would love to.
Yes. Let's
Okay.
do it.
Because I've only
ready.
ever rolled it once and
I am
famously
ready.
turned a human man into a human man. So
I
let's hope this
mean,
goes better
honestly,
than that.
best case
That could be
scenario.
a lot
No,
worse.
worst case scenario.
I
The
know, it could
human
be
man
worse.
was pretty thrilled with that case
I
scenario,
was
I'll be
not
honest.
thrilled.
I will tell you this ahead of time. 79 is the number for kobold.
All right, well, I got a 60.
So a 64, depending, I suppose.
Okay. 60
Oh, I guess, well...
is not a human. 64 would be a human.
Isn't a saving
I
throw.
was here for a reason.
I'm going
we
to give
go.
it to you, Kevin, where you can also reduce by 4 if you want. You rolled a 60, Taylor?
So it could be
Yeah.
down to 56.
Okay, yeah, down to a 56.
What are our options?
Yeah, let's go
He's
shopping
not a
let's go
human.
shopping for an avatar.
Halflings,
That-
my
Yes,
paladin friend.
yes, halfling, yes.
56 halfling or the 60 halfling?
They're both halflings?
Yes.
Different
Is one a
halflings.
little
It's a
taller
lot
than
of
the other
different
one?
types of halflings. Yes.
No, let's go with the 56. We got to use the minus
56
4, right?
sounds like a car. Like I got a 56
Exactly.
halfling. Am I correct?
56 halfling coming fresh off the assembly line. All I had to pay was one dead body and a murder from behemoth.
And some oils, apparently.
You
1,000
watch as like smoke, almost vapor, begins to like rise up around the body, this kind of like greenish light emanating off of like the kind of paints and the oils and all of the stuff that has been cast over the body. And I think the mist literally just fills the space, the body vanishing from your sight, as it were. Ben holding his breath, watching, terrified, anxious, as the three of you peer, and suddenly a small hand, a pink unscaled hand, reaches up out of the gas and is like, you hear this little voice of like,
Is this real? Am I truly here?
Ben.
I think that's him.
and I think that Ben suddenly is just like,
It's real, Busho. It's as real as anything you've ever known.
and I think he steps forward and he grabs the little hand and he pulls out this buck naked Lightfoot halfling who steps out of the cloud of smoke as you see this little halfling man, this like curl of like sandy hair around his head, cherubic face as he's like looking at Ben, and Ben throws his arm around this figure like,
Oh, my Busho, I can't believe after all these years I can hold you again.
and he like reaches around, pulling this little halfling fellow into a giant hug. The halfling's face over the shoulder. Yep.
Yeah, on the naked halfling, Naya's like looking at them and then like looking back at at Adam and Lux and just be like, thumbs up.
Like Lux is just sobbing.
Adam's just like giving a thumbs up back, having no idea to what they are referring to.
Excellent. And I think it's the pair of them part D, like watching with a smile, you know, as Busha like steps away from Ben and is like,
I can't believe it's you, Zrox. You got very old.
and I think Ben's like,
Well, yeah, I mean, I did. I mean, we both did. But I guess you've got a brand new body, so you've got a whole nother lifetime that you get to live. I'm just so grateful that I got to share mine with you, and I thought I was going mad. I never imagined that it was really you for all those years.
and I think you see the little halfling like,
I know, Zrox. It took me decades to work up the confidence, the strength to even realize I could reach your mind. And then for decades I begged. And I pleaded with you. And then I argued.
Uh-oh.
And then I yelled. And you left me in there for decades!
All right.
No, I don't even know who you are, though I've heard enough about you. This is not as simple as you think that it's going to be, my old friend. I've been through a nightmare. I've been trapped in there all of these years, listening to you when you thought you were alone, singing in the store when you thought you were alone. At night, all those others that you danced with. I've seen it all. I've been here for all of its rocks, for the good and the bad and the ugly, and you have denied me and rejected me and left me trapped and alone, screaming into a void. So I'm happy to see your face again. But this is not going to be what you think it is. I think that I need some clothes and some time to be alone.
and I think Ben is like standing there like shocked, his jaw hanging open as he's like, are you guys gonna do anything?
Lux is like pissed.
I mean, I think Adam would get between the two of them and like forcibly separate them. Especially, I would imagine as things are getting quite heated and probably liable to take a swing. They're not. I mean, Adam's not entirely sure what this thing is, but he would imagine there's a non-zero chance that like things could get physical should old Ben say the wrong thing at the wrong time.
Yeah, I think Naya will try to signal Adam to not attack in any way, but we'll go over. I think I still got all my shit from like forever ago, practically, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think I reach into my bag because I probably still have my commoner clothes, and throw what was his name?
Busho.
Musho?
Busho with a B, yeah.
Busho. Throw Busho.
Busha with the AS.
With an A, yeah.
Oh,
sorry.
Busha, like a pair of pants, and we'll stand next to Ben, and wait.
I think Lux goes like to Ben and like kind of pulls him towards her a little bit, and with sort of furrowed brow. Yeah.
I think
looking
all
at
this plays out.
Busho.
Adam like stepping in and kind of like separating them a little bit as Naya throws the clothes and you step in and touch Ben. And I think you feel Ben wince underneath like your touch as you reach out to him, Lux. And I think Busha like he takes the pants and starts like pulling them on like, I'm sorry. You have to understand. It's been a very long time.
You wouldn't be here without him.
No, I wouldn't.
Listen, far be it from me to show any ounce of sympathy, but I as well was recently stuck in a time stasis and came out into an environment that was far different from whence I stepped into it. It's been taking me a little bit of adjustment, and your emotions are completely understandable. We just ask you don't take it out on our old, frail, crossbow breaking friend over here. He had the best intentions.
And I think Ben's like,
I'm really sorry. It was very hard all those years, and I missed you something terrible.
and I think the Boosh is like, I know, Ben. That's what they like to call you now, right? Ben?
It's what he likes to call himself.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. I never will stop loving you, and I'll never not be grateful for another chance. I gave up hope a long time ago that this was possible, but you're not the same man that you were when they brought us to that island filled with ghosts as young teenage kobolds. You've changed. You don't even have the same name. The boy who died on that island will always love you. But I need some time to work through all of this. I'm sorry. And I think that D, is looking over the lot of you, with a little bit of uncertainty. And I think that he kind of tentatively is like, you may come with me. I can find you a room, somewhere to stay, perhaps. And does that sound all right to you all?
So
Nine
not to
nods.
us. Yeah.
We're staying over in the big castle place if you ever want to come find us once you're clothed and space plagued.
I'll find you all soon. I just need some time. I'm sorry, Zrox. Ben. I'm sorry. And I think that he turns and just starts walking away, kind of aimlessly. And D, turning to look back from you to the guy is like, I will see he does not get into any trouble. This is very difficult. I've not been involved in anything like this before, but you did a good thing today. I don't mean killing Frederick or even the moth. I'm talking about this thing that we just did now.
And we'll get you the money to dry the oils and stuff.
That's good because it was actually very expensive and I live a very subsistence lifestyle.
Mhm.
Also, Chaos Brew, as much as you can get.
Absolutely, yeah. We
We'll
definitely
get it.
do that.
We know a guy.
guy.
Wait for me, fresh halfling. And I think the D is striding off after them.
I think the moment that they are headed off and gone, I think Naya is gonna turn toward old Ben and then kneel down and then hug him.
Aww.
Group hug.
And so Ben hugs you, and Lux comes over and gets into a group hug. Adam, is there all group hugging? Is there a response here that you have?
Lux does the thing where she sort of looks up and gestures.
And so Adam will come in and just compress his arms very intensely, like a garbage compactor.
Okay.
Did I squeeze the sadness out of you, old Ben?
No, I'm afraid that will linger with me until I die, but I should have seen that. I feel I should have seen that coming. I guess in retrospect, it feels kind of obvious that they may have a slightly conflicted impression of all those years.
It's not your fault, Ben.
Well, I mean, what would anybody think? You hear the voice of your dead lover in the back of your head, you think you're going crazy. How could I possibly have known?
You couldn't have. You did everything you could, and then you did this, and gave him a second chance. So just take some time and don't beat yourself up about it.
You did everything right.
'Tis better to have loved and lost, and then won for a second, and then lost again, than to have never loved at all.
I mean, this does help me resolve one issue that I've been kind of working over in my head, which is what was going to happen after this anyway, because I'll be honest with you guys, I really like it in space. I spent decades organizing books and dusty antiques in that crappy old store, and I made a good profit at it, but I mean, it was a very boring life, and also the oppression was seriously not something to be desired. I want to go back to space, and I was worried that maybe Busha wouldn't want to go, and then I'd have to choose, and I don't want to have to choose, so I guess that in that way they made my choice for me, and I guess I'm kind of grateful, even though it hurts worse than anything I've ever felt before in my whole life of 80 years.
Did someone say Chaos Brew?
And dare I say, is that where we leave our adventures today?
Oh man!
Is that the moment?
Wow!
Oh my gosh.
There's one thing I do want to throw in real quick to add.
Yes, please.
I think if we are gonna go back and get some Chaos Brew, I would say as everyone gets up, and Naya gets up and starts walking, for a quick moment they stumble a little bit, but then catch themselves and continue onwards.
Interesting. I got a bunch of other little stuff, but I think it'll probably be better off if we just wait till we have more of the gang to go through some of the nuts and bolts stuff of the ship upgrades and where we're going to go from here. I hope this was fun tonight, you guys. I really
so
appreciate it all.
fun.
What a
And
roller
emotional.
coaster. I love
Oh my
this
God, it's
crew
so
was
good.
the one.
I know.
Yeah, they're like, oh yes, these are the 3 most emotionally adept characters capable of handling this delicate reunion.
I actually think it's very fun because part of like the whole mandate of Dragonfly is like whimsy, but also I'm DMing it, so I can't help but make it a little bit of like existential dread and giant meta plot and
So
all this kind of
good.
stuff. Like, but I was really kind of grateful that I was going to have the 3 of you for the Big Ben reveal because there's another world where like it's really depressing. And I think
Great,
like
though. It's
you
so
all
good.
being the ones to receive it, it was very fun. Yeah.
Oh, that was so great. Oh, that sucked. That sucked so bad, but it was so
It's
good.
hard, but it's so good. Like it's such great like character stuff because it makes sense.
There was a part of me that saw it coming. I was like, "There's no way that that Busha's gonna come back and be like totally fine."
Oh yeah,
it's
I want
rich.
to be with
Like,
this 85-year-old man. You
Yeah.
know, like there's just so much. I've spent like months, but really like the last couple of weeks thinking a lot about like what would his immediate reaction be. And then I went through the whole process of like him yelling at Ben's head, like "You need to get me free," and Ben being like, "I'm losing my mind." You know, like,
Yeah, it's just been like tragedy upon tragedy with this brief glimmer in between of like, oh, maybe
Yeah.
I could do this thing. And then even when they're alive, it's like, nope, I don't want you right now.
is Ben
we'll
the
see
saddest
again.
member of the crew of the Dragonfly?
now he is. Yeah, I think before he was
They put him
very
over the
happy.
top.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
cool.
Wow. And
This
also,
was really fun.
just to confirm, explicitly confirm, Adam is taking one of the little baby Gigantomoths onto the ship
No.
as his
Perfect.
his child.
Locked and loaded. It's in the notes.
Oh
It's canon.
no.
It's canon.
Damn it. Also, old Ben should level up, Rich.
I leveled him up yesterday. Do you think
Oh,
he
He should
deserves?
level up now
Do you think he
again.
deserves 5th
I think
level?
emotional
Yes,
trauma
he
can
just
level him up,
brought
yeah.
back his dead lover, or his not dead lover, kind of dead lover.
I guess that does feel like a milestone.
That's a
huh? Does that feel
lot.
like a milestone?
Yes.
It's interesting that you say this because one of the things I want to talk about between now and next time is like implementing some stuff from some other games that I love, which is having actionable goals for your characters,
Ooh.
having like goals and instincts and that kind of stuff to help me use as a kind of guidepost, you know, like a guiding light to kind of when do we level up, like what are the things you all are looking to do. But cool.
Heck
Well,
yeah.
this was really fun, you guys. Thank you all for
Yeah.
joining us. So we'll be back again in a couple of weeks with our friends. And yeah, any like final parting thoughts? Is there anything I'm overlooking here from tonight?
How do we find a giant demon frog to populate
We
that?
need a frog penis.
Listen, again,
Frog
the idea
demon.
of myth. We just spread
That's
the
true.
word.
Honestly, like Dee could just call us up every once in a while and say, "Hey, we really need to call this what is it?
Gigantomoth.
The Gigantomoths? The
Yeah.
frog demons?
I wanted to say like Humungamoth or something.
That's
I
fine.
went with
Yeah.
that one. Yeah, it would be a good one. Yep.
Whatever. But yeah, we just say that Frederick is still there, and we just come back and like kill some moths sometimes.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
your random moth killing mission.
The crew of the Dragonfly, aka the Exterminators.
Yeah. Heard you have a moth problem.
Oh my god, given how much trouble ghosts have been in this campaign, I so badly need to like create the opportunity for that montage coming out.
Absolutely.
Like, who are we gonna call? Cool. Kevin, what else you got going on in the world? Where can people find you?
Oh boy, where am I these days? So everything is super. It's going strong. We just reached our own milestone, one might say. As we had last week, did Zack Snyder's Justice League. We have finished both the Justice League films. That was my first time watching it. Check out that podcast. Get all my opinions on that. But what's mostly exciting is that that milestone has been passed.
Good job.
In my opinion, we have seen the worst.
Yeah.
And boy, oh boy. I mean, we're going into the deep, but in the best way possible. As this week we're gonna hit Aquaman, and I just rewatched it, and my god, that movie is spectacular. Like, spoiler alert, I guess, but like 10 out of 10 no notes. Like, that movie's great. So we're gonna be talking Aquaman this week. So that podcast is gonna hit probably Thursday, Friday. So check for that on the post-show recap feed. Everything is super. And beyond that, I'm doing the Doctor Who podcast with Melissa from this neck of the woods here on Dragonfly, and A.D.A.M, also known as P in the chat. So we're doing that. We're doing Doctor Who. We're covering 42 this week, but really you can hop into any point in this podcast. You don't have to do a heavy catch up. We've been curating episodes, but every now and then Kevin makes mistakes, and we cover a really, really, really terrible episode like last week.
Why? Do you just like mix up the names?
I did. I mixed up what I thought an episode was and
funny.
thought we were covering an important episode, and it started, and I was like, oh, wait. This is
Uh-oh.
oh no! It's literally one of the worst, and so the podcast itself was a blast. Like, even if you don't watch that episode, like, check out that podcast because there's just so much fun to talk about. Andrew Garfield was in the episode before he became Andrew Garfield, so that was like really fun.
Oh yeah, I forgot that he was in it. Yeah.
Yeah. But we're going over, and we're actually going to be on a really cool streak. If you're a fan of Doctor Who, we're doing 42, followed by Human Nature and Family of Blood, considered one of the best, and of course Blink is gonna be after that. So it's a great time to start checking it out. You don't really, like I said, you don't have to catch up. You can just jump on in, and it's a really fun time over there. And I think, God, I'm gonna say I think that's it for now. But we got, I think, some stuff on the horizon coming. But yeah, that's me. Follow me on, let's say, Instagram at the Mahadman, where I post food pictures. And cat and dog pictures, and sometimes face pictures, but mostly food and dog.
Mostly food and dog, both great things. I keep meaning to like circle back on the Doctor Who, but I love the idea that like you accidentally watch bad episodes and they're really good podcasts. Like, yes, more of that.
I mean,
please.
sometimes like covering the crappy DCEU movies were very fun, and we're gonna have fun talking about Aquaman, just a different type of fun.
Oh, I'm sure. Very
fun, yeah.
tangentially was on the Movie Ladder podcast with Brendan Fitzpatrick and Zach Brooks this week, and they were talking about we did Into the Wild, and Jenna Malone was in this, and I almost unironically suggested that they watch a wonderful Zack Snyder film, Sucker Punch, afterwards, and I really was like, this could be very fun, but also this might be really like cruel, and I don't want to hurt my friends' feelings. So I'm not even gonna like say this thing, but it like cracked me up just thinking about that. Taylor, how about you? What else you got going on? You hanging out anywhere? Anything you want to hype up?
Oh gosh. Yeah, follow me Ronnie422_ on Instagram for cat pictures.
Go
and
follow her.
plant
She got a new
pictures.
cat.
I got a new cat, and she's very adorable, and she's super sweet, and she loves to just sit on desks and laps and sleep, which is absolutely delightful. But yeah, I'm not doing a ton these days. I'm around here, but everybody go watch Willow.
She's contractually
I wasn't sure
obligated
what you
to
were
say
doing
that,
there for a
folks.
second.
Yeah.
You were kind of just like
Screaming.
She was
pass that for a minute,
gathering
yeah.
her energy
Yes.
to really send it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Go watch Willow. It's absolutely incredible. Rich and I finished up our talks about that, and I'm very sad that it's over. But you know,
I'm very excited
So
because tonight will be the release of the making of Willow doc right in time for my birthday, which I'm
Yes.
Very
I'm
nice.
really
Oh, that's an
excited to
amazing
actually
gift.
pick it
Rich
up.
from
It's going to be
Disney.
a fun little thing for me.
Thanks.
How about you, Mike? You're always hustling. You got plenty going on.
Yeah, maybe I'll do the plugs for the new stuff rather than just going to like, oh, the same old stuff every week, because that's old hat. Let's talk about the fun new hats. I'll start with
hats.
a relatively newer hat. Coverage of The Last of Us. Episode 2 just aired. I believe, the last time we did this, it had not yet aired. So now that people are actually watching the show and finding out it's pretty darn good, you can check out the
Real
coverage that
good.
we're doing.
Big
Very
fun
much so.
list.
Namely myself and in absentia, member of the Dragonfly Grace Leader. We are, as I like to say, the first of us talking about The Last of Us. Literally, like right after the episode drops, we have a podcast in your feed recapping it. It's been sublime so far. If previous reviews are any indication, this coming week is bound to be a banger. And so I'm happy to recap said banger. Speaking of bangers, Rich, you and I are talking about something that is very near and dear to our hearts. When we're not playing D&Ds on Tuesdays, we're talking D&D on Fridays, because this past Friday, Season 2 of The Legend of Vox Machina, the adaptation of Critical Role, the animated series, finally made its glorious return, and it was freaking glorious. It was equal parts, like, absolutely dramatic and eviscerating, while also, like, interesting, hopeful, visual, intriguing, and shocking, considering how it ends. They're dropping those 3 at a time, a questionable choice, as we talked about many a time. Rich and I have a big recap of episodes 1 through 3. We're doing that for 4 through 6 this week, which will be the halfway point of the season that has been reached over a 2-week period. But we'll be there recapping that over on Poster Recaps. Last thing I will plug is something that's been making the rounds. And actually, it's very evocative of tonight's session. I was on a podcast called Pod Friends with the great Matt Scott, where he interviews people from the RHAP community. The subject was myself. And much like, I think, the last scene from tonight's session, it oscillates wildly between, like, incredibly depressing and also stupidly funny. So I think we were able to hit a lot of those highs, lows, maybe simmered in the medium for a hot second. I cannot say enough gratitude about the response that has come from it. It's been a very open, cathartic conversation for me, and it seems for a lot of people as well. So if you're interested in checking that out, yeah, why the hell not? If not, I'm sure I've got other shit to plug in 7 days from now when we come back together and do the whole dang thing again.
You will, I'm sure. I saw, the Podfather himself, Rob Cisternino, with the Mike Bloom appreciation tweet today, and I was like, hell yes. I look back, Mike, on our streaming career together. We streamed D&D like many years ago. It's a delight to have you here now. I have the podcast in my feed. I look forward to digging into it because folks seem to be like really moved and touched and laughing at it, which is like, yep, those are all the things.
And laughing at it.
Yep, those are all the things I expect from that guy. Very, very cool. Yeah, I'm hanging out over here. I'm running D&D. We're going to try to do some more stuff before the end of the month, which is coming very quickly. The Vox Machina coverage. We're going to get together with Austin and Melissa. I'm going to do the Vox Machina campaign club at the halfway point. We'll stop down again at the end and recap it all. The two of them will correct all of my slight misrememberings of history, as it were, with a much more rigorous representation of the facts of the D&D game. And yeah, fun new podcast coming at the end of the week. I recorded the preview with Josh yesterday, but I guess for like the 10 folks hanging out at the end of the stream tonight can get like the teaser reveal of post-show role-playing games, PSRPGs, on your way to a feed near you. It is coming. We are doing Willow first because why the hell not? I'm in charge. So it's going to be a bunch of one-shots based on the shows that we're watching and covering over a post-show role-playing game. Or post-show recap.
I would say you're already taking it over. You megalomaniacal.
I know. I'm ready to send Josh down.
Rebranded.
Frederick, let's make the whole network about RPGs. At the end of the day, it's going to be a bunch of fun one-shots with the podcasters over there that will connect with the stuff we're watching currently, and we're going to break them up and edit them a little bit and stretch them out over a couple of weeks. So preview podcast showing up in your feeds at the end of the week, and then we're going to roll in the Willow for a couple of weeks and probably looking at The Last of Us next as the next of us. So I'm really excited about that. I've been sitting around tinkering and editing it all week, but I think it's going to be a fun pod over there. So thank you all for hanging out. Thank you for all the subs and the follows and the chat tonight. I really appreciate all of you guys. That is Dragonfly for tonight, January 24th. We will now leave the internet. Let's get the hell out of here, you guys.
Bye.
Bye-bye.